Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Mo DeWitt's here. How you doing, Mo?
Doing okay.
Doing great. There it is.
You can't say you're doing okay in front of Dan, then he thinks something's wrong.
Yeah, I do. Well, that's just it's a defense thing. I always think something's wrong. So if I ask Sam in the morning, I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" She'll be like, "I'm fine," and I'll be like, "What's wrong?" Because I just like I don't know.
We're just me and Sam were laughing about something, and I was screaming, complaining. And then Daniel walks in. He's like, "What's happening?" You're
well, normally, okay. Am I the crazy one? Because normally, when people are like, "I'm fine," or when people are like, this guy's an idiot," then I'm like, "What's wrong?" Like, I don't think that's off base. I think that's pretty accurate. Like, excuse me for giving a damn about you people.
I should learn my lesson.
You care too much.
Calling people idiots. I haven't learned my lesson.
Just don't put it in text.
Anyway, so Mo, we got a couple questions for you. One stems from Daniel's new car.
Yes.
And so Daniel's got a Tesla, and he's been a
fancy boy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, this is 2022.
Although
it's Fancy Tom and Dan.
You know what's funny is
I didn't get the fancy one. I can't afford a fancy Tesla because the fancy Teslas are in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Super expensive.
God, when you start pricing those things out, they're disgusting.
But you know what's funny is that like it's weird how the perception is the Tesla's fancy, but you had an Audi a couple cars back.
Audi's fancier.
And it's fancier.
It is fancier.
But for whatever reason, it seems like the Tesla is like, "Ooh, you got a Tesla." But the Audi was way nicer.
It was way fancier. Like the Audi has seats in it that look like a effing cobra snake with they were like woven. Yeah. They were like only certain models had them.
The Tesla's just like tech fancy.
Yeah, it's fancy.
It's not like luxury.
It's very minimalist.
Yeah, because the interiors are all kind of the same.
Yeah.
You change the color, but that's about it.
No, there's very few.
It's not a luxury car like the Audi was.
They call it a luxury car.
It's got a luxury price.
It does.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
The fancy ones.
I would say that the tech is luxurious, sure, like all the amenities you get there, but it's certainly not a luxury car. Now, they have come a long way with the fit and the finish and the build. Like, I like it. I haven't had any issues with it. I know a lot of people want to go uber critical about it. I'm pretty damn critical. You know me well enough to know that I'm pretty damn critical when it comes to build quality, how things are working. I haven't had an issue. So far, so good.
So now me and Daniel were talking about this, and I'm sure it's already out there because this question's for sure been asked, and you could easily look it up, but we didn't know it off the top of our heads. So Daniel's been messing around with the self-driving mode, like coming back from Cafe Da Vinci, down I-4, he just put on self-driving, and then we were like, man,
it's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
and it seems like that's the future, and now they've got the the upgrade where it's like completely self-driving.
Well, and there's a caveat to that in the fact that you have to opt in, you have to have a good driving score. It's still not truly full self-driving. It's still in beta. There's sort of a kerfluffle in the fact that the company is kind of lying about. I don't even know if you would say kind of lying. I would say lying. I think you can accurately say that it is not full self-driving, and there's no such thing as that now. I'm not blind to the fact that I know exactly what it is. If you opt into the program, you can get that feature. You can be allowed to do that, but they can take it away quickly.
Yeah. And so let's say more and more self-driving cars and people have these cars with the ability to self-drive and you get in an accident, right?
Right.
And I know it's ultimately the responsibility of the person behind the wheel, and even Tesla says that, like, we put in safeguards, Daniel has to have his hands on the steering wheel every so often, blah, blah, blah. But what if it's proven that there's some sort of glitch or mistake in the software of the self-driving car? Can Tesla be included into a lawsuit if someone is injured?
I mean, you could almost feel this coming because of those old people that went up the ass of the 18-wheel. Remember that? They were like, that was just too far. It was like, it's so sad.
What was the verdict on that? Like, was it?
I don't remember.
I think they're still investigating it. From what it appears to me, it would have been they probably it looked like a combination of high-tech car meets user error, right?
Yeah.
It'd be like if I handed you a super high-powered military drone we could probably do some damage with that, right? Because we have no idea what we're doing. And I think that's what happened in this case. I think you had two elderly people that rented something, maybe didn't have the knowledge that they needed to correctly
pilot it. They thought it was
pilot
self-driving, and then it was like they thought it was going to hit the brakes.
It'll all come out in the wash, but it appears as if that it was a combo of user error and high-octane technology.
So what say you, Mo?
Yeah, I mean, you can sue them for a defective product if their product is actually defective, if the software doesn't work properly. There could also potentially be an argument of if they didn't provide proper training or show people how to use it properly, that they could be liable for that as well. Kind of what Daniel was talking about. You hand someone this machine that can cause a lot of damage, and you don't really show them how to use it, or it's not user-friendly. That could also be a potential lawsuit down the road. But one thing Daniel mentioned that's kind of interesting is, they can take away the technology from your car, which is something we've never really seen before, like if you violate their terms of service. So then at what point does it become, okay, if you want to use self-driving mode, we're going to charge you per mile. We're going to have a subscription service.
Oh, it's monthly now.
That's monthly,
that's what I'm doing, just for everybody that will ask. Because, Daniel, did you spend the $12,000 to get full self-driving? No, I am trying to be fancy, still not fancy. But you can subscribe and to try it out. And why wouldn't you if you buy one? Why wouldn't you try it out for a month just so you can have some fun, right? There's enough horribleness in the world where, driving around in a cool car and trying all the features is kind of fun. So that's kind of what I'm doing now, is just testing it out and seeing where it goes. But yeah, the Volvos do it now with like heated seats.
Yeah,
where
it's
you
crazy.
have to subscribe to have heated seats. And if you don't want them, you don't have to pay for them. They'll take the tech away. It's built in because it's just a line of code.
In-game purchases is what video games realized how they're going to make their money. And so, like, I'm sure if you can, I'm sure in-house purchases, like, look at our, smart TVs, like, how many different subscriptions you could have. So it seems like that's where everything's headed.
We live in a time where I have so many subscriptions. This is sort of sad, where I got an email from Disney who said, hey, you're paying too much for your subscriptions. You can bundle them into this and have the same. Yeah. We'll save you some money. They shouldn't be telling me that, right? Like,
it's all some sort of scam. If Disney's telling you anything, it's all for their own good.
Oh, of course.
They're not doing a charity for you. It's somehow they're going to make money, more money.
But microtransactions, you're seeing it in games. Microtransactions, terms of service, like Mo said, you're seeing it in cars. But yeah, that is interesting that, and they make you opt into a contract. I mean, when I'm sitting there in front of my screen and when they're telling me, hey, you're about to go self-driving, you're signing things, right? I mean, that's what I'm doing when I'm clicking.
Before we get to listener emails,
are you okay?
Can we sue
pause.
Sunbiz? Okay, well, follow me here, Mo.
I'm listening.
I know it's my fault, okay? It's my fault. They sent me a bunch of emails. We swore we reapplied for Sunbiz.
Why do you want to sue Sunbiz? Because I thought we handled this, you and I. Are we remembering that we handled it again?
I can't remember, but what I've known from just the history is my fault. Like, it's got to be.
Well,
my
just
fault.
let me pay it today.
It's already paid. We paid the $400 fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Where's the receipt?
It's in there somewhere. But
have you noticed I've started throwing receipts on the table in the lobby because I'm so paranoid now because it's been bad around here lately.
You don't need receipts. That's a thing of the past.
Oh,
receipts.
God. Okay.
Was it 1992? So we got penalized $400 for not re-upping our yearly.
Did this happen before?
Yes, it did,
it happens
Mo.
every year, Mo.
$800 we paid. Now follow me here. Recently,
oh my God, that's
because
that's 4 months of Tesla self-driving.
Recently, and my wife sent me this article that they're looking to do a class action lawsuit to Open Door. And
what's Open Door?
Open Door is a company that basically sends people's offers to buy their house, like broadly or whatever. Like, if your house goes for sale, Open Door swoop in and send you an email like, we'll buy your house for this price, sight unseen, if you take it. And a lot of people have taken it, and they claim that, like, we're giving you fair market value. And I guess over time they realized that they've cheated hundreds and maybe even thousands of people out of money because they weren't offering fair market value, which of course they weren't. Like, they're going to offer you what the money they can make from it. It's like Pawn Stars. They're going to give you what they give you so they can
comes back to Pawn Stars.
Well,
so they can resell it.
I think the other thing they were doing is like the initial offer would be $400,000, but then they'd say, "Oh, we took a look at it. We got to replace your roof, this, and this." So then after they've done the deal, now they're renegotiating. So, "Oh, we'll pay you $370,000 and things like that." So I think they were kind of nickeling and diming people on the back end as well.
And they're using human psychology, knowing everybody's lazy, and you've already gotten into the process, and they're like, whatever, I'm not going to go back and put our house for sale. So, and that's the thing, like, yeah, if you get an email saying, we'll offer you this, sight unseen, most likely it's either not true or it's in their advantage to give you less so they can resell it. They're
of course, they're making money. Yeah.
Exactly, that's how it works.
It's a business.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they are scamming people out of money, just like Sunbiz. That's where I'm going with this.
Okay.
I'm building the case.
Okay, this is all an insult against Sunbiz. Got you.
How can you tell me that this is worth $400 because I paid my $189 late?
It's an internet transaction. It's literally a button I hit.
There's nothing they have to do. So they're fining me for what? There's like $400
not following the rules.
$400 worth of work?
What law are we breaking by doing this without having a business license?
Well, that's
No, but like everybody okay, then walk down this street and walk into every business on this street and find their Sunbiz.
No,
they don't have them.
Oh, on this street they do.
Not all of them. No, sir. I don't believe that.
Flea market
this is a flea market. This is nothing more than a flea market.
There's and
this Pilates lady down here. If they're gonna blow us up, I'm blowing her up. I'm taking everybody down with me.
But it's also like if you don't make any money, no one cares. So it's like,
I care.
You know, like they don't care.
You got to pay Sunbiz. If I got to pay Sunbiz, then Golden Hour over here, you got to pay Sunbiz.
The realtor next door came out of his office in slides this morning, so I don't think he's got a
sleeping over there. I know he's sleeping over there because his wife kicked him out. That guy's not paying Sunbiz. His wine place ain't paying Sunbiz. They ain't paying Sunbiz.
Yeah, but money's
taking them all down.
Money's all that matters. If Mike B hits Tracy Morgan, he ain't getting nothing. You know, hey, Walmart hit Tracy Morgan. Yeah, that's what you're gonna.
Yo, I'm taking your nose ring.
Back to the $400. Why? It's an unfair fine. It should be.
Life isn't fair, Tom.
It should be $100 fine, like because they didn't have to do anything. I didn't inconvenience anything. It's just keeping my business license for.
Well, they
TNT
give us
Media.
a grace period anyway because we're still in the system. So if we're still in the system, then they
don't even do anything. It's all automated. So you fine me $400 for what?
Well, okay. They screwed up because they're still in the system, and now you have to have. If we weren't in the system, then you'd have to get a person to go and put us back in the system. That's worth $400. But we're still in the system.
No, you didn't even do it.
Yeah, you didn't do it.
They didn't even know.
You didn't even take us out.
It didn't even come across the mayor's desk.
No, the mayor's desk. Oh my God!
At least I want the mayor to look at it and be like, TNT Media didn't pay their Sunbiz.
That's the short guy, right?
Like, that's worth $400 just for the mayor to look at it.
Remember that when the mayor insulted me? He's like, yeah, that's that little guy. He used to be on the Monsters, right? I hate him.
I like that part. Sorry. What's the listener question?
Okay. Let's see. We have.
That was a great question. Hey, nice job with that. Good job with the Sunbiz thing.
What do you do if you conceal carry and a business asks to search your purse? For instance,
you
at
shoot
a movie theater.
I'm sorry, I'm spicy today.
I mean, typically a business can have their own rules as long as they're not discriminating, that they don't allow weapons in the facility, just like Disney or the airport or anywhere else.
Could we start searching people when they come in here?
If you wanted to.
What the hell?
I think we should.
Why haven't we been?
Yeah. I'll start with Sam. I'm gonna search.
I've seen how. I've seen how to pat people down.
I've seen how you do it too. You spread your legs wider.
Well, the Sanford 3 is coming in next, so good luck with that.
Oh my God,
confiscate a lot.
That's gonna be a lot of padding.
It's always awkward when you go up the inner thigh. Though, because like
you never go too high.
You can hide a knife between your genitals and your thigh.
Oh man, or between your butt cheeks.
So you have to
I always carry a knife between my butt cheeks.
You have to go up.
You go like that.
So it's up to the business, right? For that
yeah, you can set your own rules and have your own security and do what you want to do.
Couple from Twitch. If the landscapers walked through our carport, considered a common space in the condo association, and scratched our car, do we have any recourse?
Yeah, they damage your property. So you could ask for their insurance if they have insurance as a landscaper and make a claim against their insurance.
Would you need to have it on camera or something?
Well, that's the hard part.
I think they did catch it on camera.
If you can prove that it was them, because obviously they're going to deny it. But if it's on camera and you can prove it's them, then yeah, I mean, they damaged your property. You of course have a claim against them.
Yeah, how good is my Sentry mode? Not to go back to Tesla, but I've got cameras all over that thing. It's collecting data all the time, and then if somebody gets too close to my car, it'll record them. Is that?
Yeah, those things are great. We have accidents where we have that footage that actually shows the accident. It's pretty cool to see kind of how it happened, the impact, and everything. I mean,
so
it's
that
great
lady
evidence.
this morning, I had an instance this morning. I was racing over here. I went down to see our trainer, and normally I don't do that during the week. It's usually on weekends. But I was racing to get back here, and I had this lady really aggressively driving and cutting me off and almost hit me and stuff like that. So I got all that footage because when I honk the horn, it starts recording. So if she had hit me, I could have used that.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Now, the one thing about Teslas is they take forever to get repaired, so don't get in an accident.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying.
They take like 3 months or
I know. They don't have a lot of parts.
Yeah.
But also, Mo, like if someone scratches your car, are you going to go through the tremendous amount of effort? But it's,
I just bought it.
But it's
my hard-earned money.
Depends how much you care and how bad the scratch is.
But it's worse for you personally because going through the effort it would take to bring these people's insurance companies small claims,
it's only
it would
worse,
be days.
But it's only worse for me personally if that's how I feel.
Yeah, but
you're setting your guidelines of what's worse for me personally. That's not how that works.
Yeah, but for me, it seems like
you don't care about anything. Like if somebody walked walked by your car and hit it with a sledgehammer, you'd be like, well, it sucks, but I'll leave it. And you'd leave it there for good. I'm just not that type of person.
No, I wouldn't. I would do the calculation of how much time and effort is this going to take to resolve this compared to how much I could just resolve it myself. For instance, a scratch on your car, there's products that you can cover it up. If it's like a couple $100 for them to fix a scratch, like, All Pro Dent Repair for a scratch, maybe, hey, I'll do this for $100.
Well, what if I don't want to spend the hundo?
Yeah, I mean, that calculation is different for everyone, right?
It is
Some
different.
people value their time more or less and care about their car more or less, and some people it's just about the principle. I mean, I've had people who are like, we're going to sue them just over the principle.
It's not fair for them to get away with it. You want to talk about not fair?
Yeah,
he's not that guy. He'll never understand that.
But people that damage their own self for the sake of principle seems illogical to me. It's like you're doing this for emotional reasons. Like, why?
Tom has no principles.
No. I got principles if it makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
If it makes sensible.
But you're saying, but I like it when you.
I
love it when you say if it makes sense. But what all you're saying is if it makes sense to me.
It's your opinion, yeah.
It's totally like case by case, man. Like what makes sense to you does not make sense to me.
Yeah, but there's like people like, hey, I'm going to take 2 days off work and fight this on court and do this whole thing. And it's just like, seems like you're spending X amount of time and effort for what? Just for principle? Like, you're actually hurting yourself for your own principle. That doesn't make any sense.
I could tell you many stories where I've seen people hurt themselves for their own principle. I had a case one time, and I think I could probably talk about this now, where we represented the wife. This was the husband, and they'd been going through they went through a nasty divorce. We represented the wife after the divorce, and the guy owed the wife like $90,000, and he was a doctor. He made about $500,000 a year, probably a little more. So made good money.
That's a good run.
He would not pay her the $90,000. Kept fighting. Numerous lawsuits, numerous appeals. Then the guy sued me personally, saying I violated some collection act. I got a judgment against him for $15,000 because his case got thrown out. Long story short, they found the guy keeled over dead from a heart attack.
Oh my God.
And he has the lawsuit paperwork in his hand.
Oh man, it killed him.
It killed him. I mean, literally.
This
and
guy fought so hard to kill him.
It literally killed him.
That's gonna be me, by the way.
Over, what to him was probably not a ton of money. I mean, like $90,000 is a lot of money, but
it meant something to him.
It was. He just did not want to pay this lady the money that he owed her. After the court said numerous times, you owe her the money. Pay her the money.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's crazy. Like all this stress had killed you. Like over $90,000, just pay it, move on.
No, principal.
Move on. There's only so much time. We only got so much time.
We're running out of time.
Move on. Holding grudges.
Our days are numbered.
Pettiness. They get this time spent on emotion or revenge.
No, I agree with you.
On.
I'm not saying I disagree with you at all. I'm just saying that it is going to be case by case. And you're right. You could waste a lot of time getting wrapped up into bitterness and anger and resentment. Oh, yeah. That's a real thing. What percentage of okay, this is a good dovetail. What percentage of what you handle daily in your team would you say, I don't even know if you could answer this, how much of it is fiscal and how much of it is principle? Like, because there's the human element of it, and then there's the, hey, man, I need to get this money back because you wronged me to a point where it has changed how I live.
I mean, I'd say 99% of people just want what's fair.
Right.
It's just fiscal. It's the 1% of people who have the principle, and they're the ones you remember because they
never stop.
They just never stop. Their minds are different. They just have a different mentality when it comes to the case. So you remember them more, but I'd say it's probably a very small percentage of the actual cases.
Yeah, and the difference is they're crazy. that's what it is, because it makes no logical sense. Anyway,
but I think you could get to a point, because this is fair, because I have to represent the crazy people.
Yeah.
I think it's just as crazy to go the opposite direction, where you simply do not care at all. Where if it's not moving the needle at all, if it doesn't bounce at all, then I feel like there's also dysfunction in that. You should give a damn a little bit. Have a little pride.
Well, yeah, but it can be logical, right? So, like, I care, but what extent? To the extent I'm going to hurt myself?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, like, I could care, but who cares?
But you're not going to spend 4 hours on the phone over $100 is what you're saying.
And that's
basically.
that's what I'm
I mean,
saying.
that just is valuing your time.
Yeah,
People
like,
have a different value to their time.
I'm mad at this person for hitting my car with a sledgehammer, but if it's a homeless man who I know I'm never going to have any recourse going after him because he has no money.
We have to kill him.
You know, but some things like, what am I going to do? It's like,
push him down.
I'm mad
Take a
about
note,
it, but
hire a homeless man to hit Tom's.
I know, he'll do nothing, and it'll be fun for you and I. We'll just sit at the window and watch this guy destroy your car.
like my own insurance, like I'll just make a claim with my own insurance. That's why I have insurance. And it's like, all right, it's like I think you're going this lifelong vendetta to go ruin this homeless man's life. You know, it's like every day I'll drive by and throw my cheeseburger at him.
Well, that's helping him out.
Now you're helping him out.
Yeah.
Every day this guy drives by. The guy I smashed his truck up. He drives by
Now
and
he
throws his
gives me
cheeseburger at me.
Nicest guy.
I have no vendetta. So what am I doing? Why? Anyway, sorry, Mo. Injured on the go, just call Mo. He'll fight for you, and he knows the law. So,
So they know.
He'll tell you whether
Sell
or
him
not.
the sizzle there.
He'll fight for you. He knows the law. Mo.
He knows where the courthouse is.
Mo. He's got a suit.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you could tell someone, like, this may be,
Mo DeWitt. He knows what a gavel is.
Do they still use that, Mo?
The gavel?
Oh, yeah, they use a gavel.
What do you mean? Do they still? No, they got a laser gavel now.
No, I'm just saying, like, it seems like an old school
It is.
powdered wig type of thing.
They're bringing the
still
wigs
wear-
back.
They still wear robes,
They
too.
still wear robes. They had to make them all now wear black robes because they were getting cute with it and wearing
Yeah.
like robes that were
I've been
colored
saying
like
this
their
for
colleges
years.
and stuff.
I've been saying this for years. I'm coming for you, vet techs and your sweet little scrubs. I want uniform black scrubs. I don't want any
so
Black is supposed to be light blue.
No, black. We're professionals here. I don't want, like, when I go in there, my dog's got leukemia. I don't need to be looking at your, it's okay. Don't worry, be happy, scrubs. My dog's dying.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more corporate time.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
So we've got a different Sanford 3 here today.
Well, it kind of revolves.
It's a variation.
It's
Yeah.
not so different because Dustin and Curtis, they look identical.
They're
They're
twins. similar, yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't
man.
I even noticed that.
They
But
are twins.
You
I
guys,
didn't wear the hat on purpose.
If
you
you
guys
were-
definitely could be related. That is wild.
Yes.
It has happened
Yes.
where
I can't unsee that now.
this
That's
lady came up to him and had this whole conversation
It's
about
a
this
3-minute
event.
conversation.
And then he looks at her and goes, "Oh,
You think I'm
I'm Dustin, right?" And she's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're not?"
She said, I don't know how I'll ever recover
That's
from
the
this.
steady joke
Wait a
around
minute.
the office.
I think you have served me so many drinks. Did you have a hockey jersey, right?
Yes. Red Wings.
Red Wings.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Absolutely. At the comedy gig, I was there. Yeah. Absolutely. Now I know exactly who you are. Now, if you had the Red Wings thing on,
Right.
I would think you're a completely different human being. But now that you guys have on similar shirts with the same logo on it, I cannot unsee that. That's crazy.
Also,
Yes.
all skinny white guys with glasses look the same.
Wow, that's nice.
It's just it's science. It's science.
Yeah.
And Dom's here. How you doing?
Hey, I look like myself. All right. Yes.
with all skinny white guys with full sleeve tattoos look the same too.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yes.
So what's going on in Sanford coming up here?
Lots of good stuff.
Yeah, man. Tomorrow night we've got a free little IPA pub crawl for National IPA Day.
All right.
It's 6 different spots. It's West End, Wild Wild West End, Celery, Tuffy's, The Station, and First Street Lounge. And each one of them is going to have a brewery out pouring some free samples of IPAs.
Oh, damn.
Yep, from 6 to 8 tomorrow.
And that is
all you
a
gotta do
free,
is show up.
That's a free deal. Obviously, I'm going to assume you need an ID to make sure that you
Absolutely.
are of legal drinking age. We've done the free drinking thing before. We know our way around those. So, yeah, bring your ID and don't drink and drive.
And how long at each stop? Because for pub crawls, like it's been a while since I've been on a pub crawl.
I like
think
a fast pub crawl.
Well,
I like to
this
get
is only
there,
2 hours. Yeah.
drink the beer.
Yeah,
I stay there for about 7 minutes on to the next bar.
Yeah.
That's how I like it. But I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah. You want enough time for, I think, 2 drinks. Like, and then...
Yeah.
2 drinks.
Yeah. Well, it used to be when Tom and I were
I'm
doing
supposed to be
this.
crawling by
you
the
guys
end,
tell
right?
us if this is wrong
Oh,
or not.
well, how many stops?
There's 6 stops.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
And each
12
stop will...
12
well,
I
and
can
each-
drink
you
12
and
drinks.
and each stop
I
has
could
2
drink
beers.
12 beers in 2 hours.
No,
and
no,
be totally fine.
No, you'll be blacked
Yeah,
out.
I'd be blacked out.
Yeah, like, that's a 12 drinks in 2 hours.
You look like you're
blackout.
pregnant with all that.
Oh, so I
carbonation.
already do, but I mean, like with all so bloated and big.
Jeez.
Well, it's just samples. It's not full boys.
Bread factory.
Yeah,
in there.
I love a good old IPA. Now, is this strictly IPAs?
It's
or are we
strictly
going?
IPAs.
Okay, so
Yeah, we've got like Dogfish Head, Sierra Nevada, Cigar City.
God bless
OBP.
Sierra Nevada, the very
Brew Hub,
first considered
Terrapin.
quote craft beer I ever had.
Huh.
That was the very first beer I ever had where I was like, wow, this is a completely unique flavor.
This is a good event to book our Airbnb and stay overnight. We got Thursday night open.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, then
You guys still have availability in that thing?
Yeah.
on
you
weekdays.
serious?
No,
Yeah.
weekends are they're booked out for the most part, but weekdays.
You guys come back in there and it smells like weed and stuff.
No, not really. Yeah. Does
Sheets
smell
are
like
a little,
Clorox, though.
Sheets are a little sticky in there. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bachelor party. Showing up soon.
Oh,
Man's
man.
got to do a lot
There you
of
go.
beef fingering.
The guy asks, he's like, "Can I sleep 8 of my friends in there?" I'm like, "Yes."
why not?
I'm like, what
Yeah,
am I
why'd
tell you?
you
No,
ask- who would
you
ask
do whatever
that?
you want.
What do you mean?
Do whatever you want.
Oh,
You guys
now,
have
now
a-
it's do whatever you
it's
want.
really
Yeah,
like-
but why?
It's anything goes. At
Why
this
would
point.
you ask that?
Wow.
Like, why would you book it and then write? You're a nerd if you have to write like, can me and my 8.
I mean, it tells you how many people it can sleep.
Yeah, I just got in
on the
trouble when I
listing.
went to Crystal River. My Airbnb host almost kicked me out because I had 12 people over hanging out, like everybody
How did they
from
know?
work.
Cameras.
Cameras everywhere.
Oh, yeah, mine too.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Mine had
They
no
cameras
got-
too.
parties. is
they
what
got-
I
No, on the
said,
outside
5
by the front
times.
door.
Yeah, we say no party, but now party. I don't care.
Hold on a second.
Who cares? Like, it's right there.
Yeah, my Airbnb host knew that I had more than one boat at my dock at my last Airbnb. I see
don't
there's,
like that.
I see there's 3
Neighbors
boats
snitch,
on your
too.
dock there. I thought I said no parties.
See, this is where I think hotels might get the nod. Now, I know that you and I have disagreed on this for years, and you finally brought me around to your Airbnb ways. But I got to tell you, I don't like that. I
It's
don't
creepy.
like the camera. No.
It's
and at the
super creepy.
hotel, I like being able to bring up 30 of my friends. We got a live DJ in there. We're smoking weed. We're doing coke.
It all matters to the owner. If Daniel owned it, he'd look at the camera, see every single. You're not following the rules.
Well, I wouldn't have an Airbnb anyway because it'd be too much. It'd be
Yeah,
too
yeah.
stressful. I'd be like, these people are idiots.
And then I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like
Do
what-
anything.
Yeah, so you guys don't have cameras anywhere? You gotta
We
get,
have one camera.
gotta get like a ring cam.
We
at
have
least for
one
the front
ring
door.
camera, but
Yeah.
Tom has to go before the person checks in. He has to go and set it up.
We're gonna charge Dustin.
Or, I was gonna say, or he texts me and goes, "Hey, Dustin,
Oh, he was right there around the corner. He's, hey,
Professional battery charger.
God
hey, you happen to be in Sanford? You know I'm in Sanford. What do you need?"
I've never heard before of a ring doorbell that we got to every week when we got a person
It's not
coming, we got to run
hardwired.
up there and throw 3 triple A's in it.
damn
All
house-
the triple A's in it.
The house is 150 years old. There's no wiring. So they get the doorbell. I have to take it out and charge
Yeah,
it
it
every
does.
3 days. We had to desensitize it because it was going off too much. It was every car. It was wasting the battery. And then the drunk people
Yeah,
fall asleep.
And then
on
you
the
got the
front.
guy. Then you got a guy from the halfway house. He comes down.
Yeah,
He's telling you
yeah.
about Jesus.
Had a lot of
People even
problems.
ram golf carts there.
Don't talk about
We
it.
never addressed that
Next
after.
thing you know, you got a 9-year-old lesbian yelling at you. It's a mess. It's a mess. And then she's like, I came here for a relaxing evening with my girlfriend. And Tom's like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Yelling at-
I'll call Dustin. Hang on.
Yeah, he'll charge the Ring doorbell for you.
Yelling at old Conor McGregor.
I came here with my girlfriend to eat fish. I'm sorry. I'm mad about it still. I'm a little spicy about it still.
The more complaints we get, it's too loud in this place. So now I'm like, just go ahead and party. Who cares? Anyway, what's next?
Yeah, what else?
What's next?
So what else is
Curtis,
popping
whatever,
off in
what's
San
Oh, we
Hey,
have Friday night at West End. We have the Oak Hill Drifters,
All right.
and they're playing a couple sets. And then Saturday we have one of my favorite bands, Gargamel, will be
Yes.
gracing
yeah.
the stages on Saturday.
Oh,
I saw
dude,
that
Gargamel.
on social media, and I was like, Gargamel. I was
Yeah.
like, they back in the radio days. Like, I remember Gargamel.
Even further, it's a free show too, so you can just come on down and as long as you're 21, come on in.
When is that again?
Saturday night?
Saturday night, free Gargamel show.
Yeah.
Have they never stopped playing?
Never.
Because it's been
Never stop.
No.
Never, and it makes here,
Dude, Chuck is like 200.
Yeah, it's been like 20 years
Here's the
ago. I
best
feel like
thing.
they were playing here locally.
Here's the best thing that Chuck and Mandaddy that he loves is that there are metal bands now that lose awards to these guys that have been playing metal for like 40 years at this point, and they still win like best metal act, and it makes people so mad.
Yeah,
and I love it.
Me and Chuck have a back and forth where I'm young and he's old, but man, I'm so,
No, we're all there.
I mean, now that I'm 28, I'm really not that young
Yeah, we
anymore.
are.
so, you know,
I get it.
so
Mandaddy got the long gray goatee now.
I absolutely
Greg.
love me some Gargamel though. They're
They're
so awesome.
well.
dude.
If you
Great
like
band.
players, they're those guys.
Absolutely.
They're virtuosos on their instruments. Really, really good band.
You know what's weird about your hair turning gray is that you would think that it turns gray at the root and then grows out as if, like, you know, when you dye your hair and it grows out, like you could see your true hair color, but the ends are bleached. It's
Yeah.
like it turns gray and then the gray travels.
Yeah.
Like faster
It's
than
death.
the hair
It's
grows.
death.
Like, it's weird, right? How does that work? How does it turn your hair gray that's already a color? Right? That's what happens. Like it didn't start turning gray. It half a gray,
Yeah.
half black. It just turned gray, like it seeped in like a napkin, right? The
Yeah,
gray.
yeah.
It sucked it in.
Yeah, yeah.
What is that?
Like you've been dipping it in Kool-Aid.
You don't look like you have too many gray hairs.
Oh,
over
the
there.
my
sideburns.
burns. My
He
gray
gets it on the
hair. I
sides.
shave.
He looks like Spider-Man's boss, Jonah Jameson.
Like the whole
He
time
gets
you're talking about, you're referencing your fake beard.
Well, he wants one.
Yeah, I know,
He
you
wants
can
one.
tell.
I have
Really?
gray stubble, and I never even got a beard as a man. I just now my patchy disgustingness of a beard is gray.
I think you need to grow. 2022.
No,
Let's
I'm not
bring it
doing
back. He grew a beard
Gross.
about, I want to say, 3 years ago?
No, people still clown me, and they put the picture
Yeah,
up.
put the
I was like,
picture up.
yeah,
They put it up
should've
yesterday.
Should have
And
never
it-
done that.
It's very
Patchy.
It's very broomy.
It's gross.
It's
Broomy.
broomy. It's very. It's like somebody. It's like okay. It'd be like if you, because you're a fisherman. It'd be like if you took and just trimmed fishing line for hours and just made a pile of little pieces of fishing line, and then he just smooshed his face into
like
it.
Jack Frost or
Yeah,
something like
it's
that?
very
All right,
frosty.
Gotcha.
It's frosty.
So what's going on August 14th?
Oh, Pints and Paws reboot. That's over at Celery City, and that's on the food truck day too. It's a Sunday, but the reboot is basically we do the announcement for the photo contest where we picked a new cover dog for the new poster and T-shirt.
This
Okay.
year the dog is nude, fully nude. dog.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been topless up to this point, but
Are you
you know,
gonna submit Tyrone?
not my dog, but I would. He's cute. Yeah, Tyrone the Westie. I might submit him.
Maggie?
Maggie's horrible looking.
No.
She is disgusting.
She's cute.
I love her and I love snuggling with her, but she is just really, really unfortunate looks.
Yeah, but sometimes that wins.
You
Yeah.
think so?
Yeah,
she
sympathy
has,
votes.
She has two pillowy pink, like red eye warts in the corners of her eyes, and then her teeth are brown green, and they stick out like barracuda.
Didn't the dog with the wheelchair thing win last year?
Yeah.
Well,
sympathy
everyone
votes.
loves a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's fair because wheelchair dogs, they
Last
don't
year,
know.
one-legged dog.
They don't
Or
even know what that
three-legged
is, right? They don't know it's a wheelchair.
One-legged dog.
dog. One-legged dog. Yeah, you know what I meant.
I used to say that all the time. My best friend growing up had a 3-legged dog named Patches, and I used to always refer to it as the one-legged dog, and they
The
thought it was
one-legged.
cute. They're like, he's an idiot.
Oh, it's adorable.
So is that happening in the courtyard of Celery?
Yep, it's going to be out there. We'll be doing some raffles with some different prizes. We've got like all the other merch from previous years. So a lot of people that collect T-shirts, they come out to this event because you can get a couple if you missed a year or something like that. We'll have all that up there, and lots of beer.
So, like, what more are you? We've done golf carts. We've done mini golf. We do couch racing. We do dog contest, dog beauty pageant.
Yeah.
What else do we do? I'm missing some things in here.
I mean, the food trucks.
Food trucks, we do that. We
the-
do fishing tournament. I forgot.
Fishing
That was
tournament.
what I was
That's a good
forgetting.
one.
We've done fishing tournament. We've
the
done
boil, the crawfish,
crawfish boil.
Yep.
the cookout,
The pig roast.
pig roast.
What am I missing?
Hurricane party.
Hurricane
Which, oh man, next year's gonna be so radical.
I mean,
guys.
you got your Mardi
Next year's gonna be
Gras,
radical.
St. Patty's Day, and all
Okay.
that stuff too.
And
I do about 38 events a year out there right now.
Good lord.
and then Halloween is coming up. I
Yeah.
mean, which is crazy to say, but
Did you guys have you guys already been thinking about your costumes? Does everybody here know what they're going to be for Halloween?
I'm gonna be Dom again.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Really,
be
you don't dress up?
I'm just gonna be
You're
in
too
the
grumpy.
top.
It's
You're too
like
We're
grumpy.
gonna meet each other.
After I stopped getting
Oh, actually, yeah, I'm dressing up as Curtis.
Yeah, you guys should just swap places.
Oh, I know
No,
what
I
I
want his job.
I know what I wanted to talk about. So when speaking of the hurricane party, when me and Daniel we get there, we're setting up for the hurricane party, and we're looking for a 6-foot table, and then
We like to wrestle in between our events. So.
When are you guys gonna get on a ladder and jump off?
Yeah. I need one, dude. Get
And
the
then-
spices in my home.
I was walking back to the warehouses of the West End, in the back to see if it was a 6-foot table, and then so I'm walking back. That I start looking around, and it's
It's a tapestry of nightmares.
There's so many things
Yeah,
back
there's
there.
so many fun things I want to start playing
There's
with.
like golf carts and like signs. like-
Animatronic boy. There's an animatronic boy in there.
There
There's
used
a-
to be an airplane in there.
Yeah, there's like a jet ski, stand-up jet ski,
It's like what you would imagine.
an eccentric scientist's laboratory
Yeah.
of discarded parts.
You don't want to be in there after closing when it's dark, man. It's
Creepy.
scary out there.
Yeah,
It's like a really rundown like movie prop house.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does look like a
It's
movie
sketchy
prop house
after
because
dark.
there's like signs and
Everything
like
and every tool that you can imagine.
yeah.
It's like if the Mythbusters were juggalos.
You know what?
Nothing's organized.
You know what? I give you a lot of crap. But that is the best analogy you've ever said in
Absolutely.
12 years of working with you. That is
Because like Adam Savage has all his stuff in bins, it's labeled, but there's just things pouring. I'm like, oh man, there's that 4-wheeler. Looks
You
like
should see the two guys that work there.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Are they down with the clown?
Oh man, they're down with something.
Down with the
Yeah,
mouth.
those guys. I saw one of them sleeping in a golf cart, there,
Oh.
standing up straight like this, and I was like,
That's not sleeping. That's
"Should I
needing. That's
like
needing
be
meth.
like, hey, what's up, dude?" Or just, and I'm like, you know what? It's already creepy
Mind
enough
your
in here.
business.
I'm getting out of here. I'm out.
I mean, they're really good though. They build anything you ask.
I know they
well,
got the
I mean-
whole warehouse filled with trinkets and things.
They just built me a big chicken poop bingo board because
Pollo
we're
de
gonna start
caca.
pollo de caca.
Hold on, what's
Wait,
point?
okay,
caca.
I knew if we just started having a conversation that we would wander upon some dumb event that they
yeah.
have yet to do. All right.
So we're doing this on Sundays. If you've ever heard of it, it's basically it's like football squares where like you have a big board and then there's a bunch of numbers on it and then you put a chicken in there and then everybody buys a number and we're gonna have a free version and a buy one, and then if the chicken poops on your number, well, you win everything.
So
That's it.
it's gambling with chicken poop.
Yes,
All right.
that's-
Well, I like
Yeah,
it.
well, you'll see
Absolutely.
Tom.
Bring your boys.
That's
Yeah.
at
should
the
bring your
Wild
boys.
West End over there. Yeah, that's what next door to the West End.
I like
Yeah.
it.
But I need
Sanford is
I need to
eating
know what type of chicken it is. I need to know what
you're
it's
gonna
been
start
fed.
doing research?
Well,
Yeah.
that's I need to find the edge.
Well, I'm
Like,
buying
is
the
it-
chickens this week, so if you
Okay.
got any input, let me know.
Or where are they coming from? Are they
Yeah.
Oviedo chickens?
I got a chicken guy in Lakeland.
I absolutely hate the Oviedo chickens.
Yeah.
I hate them.
I
I hate that they're
Wow,
a big
hot
deal.
take.
I hate that everybody is they're beloved. I hate that like they're
Are they
there.
around anymore? or is
Yeah,
that-
they're still there, but I hate them.
They're beloved.
Oh, people love them.
The Oviedo
Oh,
chickens.
you'll get arrested if you go over there and you're like stomping around and you're shooing them away. You'll
Is
get
that their
arrested.
high school mascot, the Oviedo chickens?
I have no idea. They love them. To me, I'm just like, yeah, you guys. This is crazy. People love nuisance animals. It's like, we love the Oviedo rats. We love the rats. They're our friends. You're a crazy person.
So speaking of Wild Wild West End, the courtyard in between West End and Wild Wild West End, is there any more events going on there
We
coming up?
just did our grand opening out there 2 weeks ago. We do officially have a Taco de Madre food truck out there that's out there Wednesday through Sunday
it's
now,
awesome.
and it's so
It's
good.
really, really good.
But but they're out there permanently now. And then as far as the outdoor stuff, we're probably going to start doing some outdoor stuff like once a month, kind of do a Saturday, Sunday out there and utilize that. Outside of that, it's always open, though, for West End and Wild Wild West End.
All right, cool.
I love it.
Just put a new awning up yesterday. It's real fancy.
Nice. That's good to know. Awnings are big with the amount of heat that we have now. Knowing that there is some shade is definitely nice. But, you know, being that close to the water like you guys are, I really have never had that much of a problem. It'll get hot, but not as hot as I was downtown. Now, you go downtown, it's just like there's nothing.
The worst.
There's no breeze.
Well, we're round in the corner, though. Like, I know it's like it's hard to see, but I mean, as we go into late August and stuff, like we will start seeing cooler evenings. Like, there's that sign that all of a sudden you walk outside, you're like, well, it's not. Yeah. It's pretty good.
I'll go put an extra shot in my Tervis.
Yeah.
That's what all dads do, right?
And then you hit that sweet spot where it's like
Tervis.
Tervis tumbler.
Oh my God! You call yourself an old man?
No,
there was
I don't.
Yeti,
I just
there
told
was
you I'm
Tervis.
28 years old.
Before Yeti, there was Tervis.
Tervis.
And he ruled the land.
Whatever happened to Tervis?
Well, Tervis was a little different than Yeti is steel. You know, like Yeti is like, I'm Yeti. But Tervis was plastic. And then to make it even more weird and effeminate, they would take a patch and slide it in between the double walls and not even do anything with it. It's just a loose patch in there. And then put the plastic on top.
That's the Tervis, the old coffee cup, but you know, you
put a patch. You slide a patch between the double walled insulation there. Yeah. And it's usually like, I don't know, Go Gators or something.
You know,
Go Gators.
Yeah, Go Gators.
Yeah,
Go
Gators.
Go Gators.
Well, let's talk about this. I like my White Claw on ice. I know it's weird.
Rio Nitty on ice. Yeah.
But
you're a fancy boy.
Speaking of becoming fancy, I was like, I should use a Yeti or some insulated cup because it's nicer. And then these cheap Chinese plastic garbage cups that I use. And that are giving me cancer for sure.
They sweat in the paint. We bought them. And the paint comes off on all of them. And then you put them in the dishwasher, and then the paint comes off on all your other dishes.
Now,
so you can't escape the cancer.
Follow me with the sweat. Like, I poured myself a White Claw and a Yeti.
You should have said, follow me with the sweat.
It retains the cool too much if I use a Yeti or an insulated cup where I'm just getting straight White Claw. I needed to sweat it out to dilute my White Claw so I drink less because I drink too fast.
Oh, so you're saying
I get too drunk.
You need the ice to melt, watering that. Okay.
Yes.
So you're saying that those cups are working too well.
Exactly. They're working well.
You need a shottier version of that cup.
You would probably be well to get yourself a Tervis. Get yourself a Go Gators Tervis. Well, you can get them at Bed Bath & Beyond. They got a whole section. You get Steelers.
But it holds the ice too much.
No, not as much as a Yeti.
But more.
Not even close.
But more than my cheap cancer plastic.
It's right in the middle.
Why don't you just put a little water in there, get you a little liquid death?
No, because
he never likes to go back.
Because if I'm purposely cutting it with water, then it's disgusting.
Well, then you're admitting you have a problem.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like our buddy that
it's the equivalent of putting like Jameson in your coffee in the morning.
Whoa! What's wrong with that?
Hey, well, every morning, just to get your shoes on. You're like, oh.
We used to have a lister that on BYOCB podcast that was into Tervises, right? He was Team Tervis.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, so those have been around forever. I'm sure that they would love that if you would defect from Yeti to Tervis.
You guys don't have a Tom and Dan Tervis?
We have some Yetis.
All right.
We went the Yeti route.
We made so much,
but they're not real. Yeah, they're always like everybody know, and I will judge you.
It's Yeti with a Y.
If I go to your house and you're using one of the ones from Walmart, what is that brand?
Ozark, bro.
Ozark.
It's the same. It's the same.
Trail.
Ozark Trail.
It's the same garbage.
It is the same.
It's funny
when
that
I
know
see
that.
Ozark Trail, I think Thrifty brand. That's when Dixie's brand of creamed corn or whatever. And I grew up on that.
Yeah, the Bobos.
And I never had the real stuff. I always had the fake stuff. Like I never had Nikes. I wanted Nike Air so bad. Never had them.
That's why I have so many now because
because you can.
I can afford it. Yeah.
I think Tervis would be perfect for you. I'm gonna. You know what? What?
Tervis is out of business.
No.
I mean, he don't got any money.
No, they're over here in Publix. You can buy Tervis in Publix.
Yeah, but
you can also get them at the food truck events. There's a vendor that sells them.
Orlando City Tervises. Yeah.
Because every Chinese factory is like, well, we can make this. This is easy. It's just a mold of plastic.
But for some reason, I don't see as many knockoff Tervises as I do, or is it Tervi? I don't see as many knockoff Tervi as I do Yeti. Like
because
Yeti.
Tervi kept their secret.
Terve, it might be Terve.
Nobody can cut a turvy in half and see what's going on in there because it's already clear. Unless you know the secret formula that only he knows, you can't duplicate it.
You might be onto something.
It's just plastic.
It's double walled. It's a double walled insulated.
They can do double wall. They're like, well,
But what about the patch? Can you do the patch?
Yeah, they can put the patch.
How do
in
they
there.
even get the patch in there?
I don't know.
This
It's
is what
magic.
I'm saying. It's magic.
The first time I saw a Tervis with a patch inside, I was like, how do they get the hell?
Mine's
How
got
do
a
they get the
bass
patch
in it.
inside there?
He has a bass.
Yeah, mine's got a bass
bro,
patch
that's
in it.
pretty sick.
What are we at, Andrea? Which Tervis do I have?
Drink at
Oh,
Weston.
Falcons. I have an Atlanta Falcons Tervis.
Drink at weston.com. I'm sorry, we're running out of time.
Yeah, sorry.
Guys, thanks so much. Any other websites to promote?
TheSupervillains.com. Love those guys. They're actually playing at the Supervillains will be playing at Celery City on September the 4th.
All right.
Outdoors. It's the day before Labor Day. So,
All right,
nice.
Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be great.
Awesome.
little acoustic set out there.
Dig it.
Perfect. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer, is here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Featured merch of the week, still the T&D racing hat. It's that green hat made by Dome. It's only $20 now on tomanddan.com.
I have it on right. No, I don't. I have a green hat on that looks
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like it. Never mind. I thought I had it on. Damn it. Idiot.
We also have a little bit more of that co-branded Villain merch and Villain coffee if you want some great coffee beans.
I very much like the
first
villain.
time we've done it.
The villain coffee is really good.
My daughter wants to work at the Villain coffee truck
Oh,
when
yeah.
she gets older. Like
Yeah.
her favorite shirt is her Villain coffee shirt.
That's true. And he made her like a junior, like it tricked her into thinking it was like a coffee. I don't think it was. I think it was like steamed milk.
Yeah,
with,
I think it was a hot chocolate.
Yeah, or something
And
that they make.
she-
Oh, she thinks it's the
It's
greatest
the
thing
coolest
in the world.
thing. She wants to go to Satellite Beach and like visit
Yeah.
the
No,
coffee shop.
it's worth the drive. It's good people,
yeah.
good coffee.
I mean, working at a beachside surf/skate branded coffee truck
Doesn't sound bad.
across the street from the beach and
Doesn't
a
sound bad.
sleepy
That's my
beach
kid,
town.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and she even said that. She's like, when I grow up, I'm going to live in a beach town and I'm going to work at a coffee place. And I'm like, look, if that's what you want to do, I totally support that. Doesn't sound bad at all.
No, she's type A motivated. She needs to be the CEO
She will be,
of a
but-
high-stress billion-dollar
Yeah,
corporation.
okay, that's fine. Yeah, we'll push her in that direction.
She's organized and she's got the drive. She's competitive enough. You need to push her there.
Okay.
She needs to be rich.
Okay.
Beyond all of her wildest dreams.
We'll definitely do it. We got a buddy. We had a tag along. Andrea brought over her newest.
It's my rent-a-dog.
Yeah, you rented a. This is your former boss's. How old is Tyrone?
He'll be 2 in December.
So he is
Just a baby.
a 2-year-old West Highland Terrier that Tom says look, and he does. He looks exactly like our dog that passed last year, Caesar, the logo
He
of our
only
company.
passed in March.
I know.
Last year.
I know. Last year, it's been a year.
No, it's only this March.
No, but I'm saying, like, I always think of things in terms of you're being amazing now. You're being like, and it hasn't been a phone
It's
year.
been
I'm
5 months.
like, it's been a year.
It hasn't even been half a year.
When it happens, I'm like, that's a dead dog. It's been a year. Dead.
Aw.
I have to march on. If I don't, if I roll in the sadness, I'll be there forever.
But yes, my friend got the Westie because her daughter met Caesar years ago and like wanted, and then asked for years for Christmas for a Westie, and they finally got it for her 2 years ago.
Now, if you really want to get on Andrea, which I prefer that you do because it makes me happy, the amount of research that she has done to find a dog that could like be next in line in her like love for West Highland Terriers, like she knows exactly where Caesar came from.
So how do you find that out?
So he had papers where he was from, and he was from like the Missouri area, and
She
then
tracked the breeder down to the point where the old lady said like, "No, I don't
I
do
don't
that
do that.
anymore.
Yeah,
I'm
I
out of
called
the
her.
game."
but I've also learned a lot. I'm in a lot of Westie groups on Facebook because I'm a crazy person.
It's sad.
And they talk about how like the ones from the Midwest, like Missouri area, have a certain look to them. They have like their nose is a certain way because some have longer noses. Like Tyrone has a little bit of a longer nose and a bigger.
You like the
actual
longer
nose,
nose guys, right?
than Caesar, but they all have like different distinct looks to them. Like there's this one that I follow that lives in Tasmania, and she's got this like angelic little face I've never seen on a Westie, but it's because they're in Tasmania.
Yeah, and she knows so much about it that she has tracked down the area that Caesar came from, and now we are on a list to purchase a dog from the same area. And damned if the dogs don't look, I swear to God, to the belly, to the paw, to the height, to the nose length, to everything, exactly like our old dog.
Oh, that's one step below. What's the Liza Minnelli gets to say? Or
I think it was
Barbara Streisand.
Barbara Streisand.
Yeah.
Clone.
He
Clones
gets
are
to
dogs.
clones a dog every 10 years.
We're not
the
that
same
fancy.
thing.
We're not that fancy.
This is poor Streisand.
Yeah, I am a poor Streisand. Big nose, not enough money.
but getting the exact same look, I've argued for years that even the Barbara Streisand thing is like, even though it's not the same dog, like our brains are lazy.
I've already done it.
You'll get 80% of the joy thinking that it's the same dog.
I already get it with him. Like
Yeah.
I sent pictures to Daniel this morning. I said, this is freaky. He was like laying in Caesar's bed and his back was to me, so you didn't really see his face.
Yeah, it
and
looks
it
just
looked
like it.
just it looks
And
just
your
like
brain, it's like poor man's VR.
Yeah. But
It's like it's really like I called him Caesar like yesterday. I was like, "Come here, T," and then I was
Now-
like, "Oh well, yeah. Nah, you're not T. You're Tyrone."
you could get the same West Highland Terrier from the Missouri that looks exactly like Caesar and call it Caesar.
I want to do that.
And you will have Caesar back.
I-
Basically,
It releases the same chemicals in your brain.
now-
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Here's the problem. All your friends and family
Think you're
will
crazy.
think you're crazy and talk mad ass behind your back.
they
and be
already
like,
do. They already do
crazy.
because
they got the same looking dog and now they just call it the same
well,
thing.
people already think we're crazy because Andrea's dead set on getting another West Highland Terrier, and it's tough. If you have a specific type of dog you like, it's tough to try and get a dog because people judge you immediately. They want you to go to a shelter. Immediately, they want you to get a rescue dog. And if you get any dog other than a rescue dog, you're a bad person. And I just really think that's unfair. I think that's a really unfair thing to do to people.
You know, I feel like, judgment happens with everything.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
It's up to you on how you handle that. Correct.
There's a certain judgment. I mean, if you were on a vegan Facebook page and you posted a picture of eating a steak, you're going to get judgment. It
Right.
depends on who you're talking to.
Correct.
Some people don't care. Although I do feel like that whole faux pas of not getting from breeders is aged a little bit and no one cares as much.
Well, breeders
than
have
they
had
used
to,
to.
breeders have had to step in line, right?
Well, the puppy mills and
Yeah.
stuff, I feel like.
yeah, like we're not going to a puppy store. Like
No.
I don't even think you can do those in Orange County anymore. But when you go back to the getting the same dog, didn't on Duck Dynasty? I mean, I'm really dating
Hold
myself.
on a second. I never knew about this Duck Dynasty side of you because I've never watched that program.
But this is years ago. Didn't she
No,
have?
no,
she
don't
had
try
the
to
same
dismiss
dog.
it. Don't-
She had the same dog, and
I
she
don't
named
know
it
what
the same name, like the old lady, like the grandpa's wife had the same.
No one
dog.
here except for you watched.
I have
Duck
never seen an
Dynasty.
episode of Duck Dynasty.
Where
Well,
was
because
I?
they're crazy.
Where was I?
I don't know.
Oh,
When
this
did
is
it
a
come
secret
out?
family.
She's ducking out with
Yeah,
her other family.
Exactly.
So with the
Makes sense. Most of our listeners have beards.
You know what helped that the whole shelter faux pas too? COVID, and because there was a small period of time where I remember they're like no more.
Yeah, they were running out of animals.
They're like no more shelter dogs.
But
They're-
now
they're-
everybody
I'm like,
gave them back. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
no, I know.
They did give them back. It was fake.
But
Terrible.
But there was a time, the small brief period of time, where they were promoting. They're like no more animals, and like there are no animals in shelters anymore. Like that was a thing.
We've done it.
Yeah. Like there
Yeah,
are-
you could. I mean, even if you wanted to get from a breeder, you were on years-long lists.
Oh, you've been on
because
a list for
everybody,
how long now?
yeah.
Well, they've checked in with me, but I think I've been on the list for like 2 years at this one place. And because you can't, and I like that because I feel like that they're not overbreeding their dogs at that point too.
they do
Oh.
it so when they have dogs, they have dogs, and if they don't, sorry, that's just the way it
yeah,
goes.
they'll just
it's
we'll
not.
contact you in a couple months.
Yeah, they're not like pumping dogs out of there.
Now let's talk dog sitting, because it's one of the easiest things you could do for friends or family that comes with a.
Depends on the dog.
It does depend on the dog.
Boom.
But it comes with a.
I think it only depends
Yeah.
on that.
a weight that
It
it's
does.
a huge hassle.
Anxiety,
right?
dude. It comes with anxiety.
If something happens to that dog while you're watching.
Daniel was having some anxiety last
Yeah.
night. It would be different if we didn't have Maggie, but so he's been over to our house before. We've never overnight babysat him or puppy sat him.
Yeah, this is a brand new dog. I don't want my old, wart, disgusting, unfortunate dog to bite this dog's beautiful face.
Yeah, but you say it comes with anxiety. Everything comes with anxiety.
For me,
But-
everything does. Like literally ordering a number one at
The
McDonald's gives me
only bad
anxiety.
thing is he's a little food aggressive and he'll growl, and we don't know what he'll do.
Yeah, so you gotta
we've had to
separate 'em.
separate them and everything, and then you're like, okay, my house works for Maggie.
He
but,
just started pushing your boobs.
yeah, but will it work for this guy and everything? So you start.
I'm just saying that in the spectrum of favors you do for your friends and family.
Dom forgot his sunglasses.
We already forgot those.
Too bright outside.
But it's almost like your short-term memories it's been affected somehow.
Science.
I like that he just popped in, popped out.
So, because, okay, I'm a big scales of justice person. Follow me
This is
here.
the first I've ever heard of it. Hold on. Oh, wait. He's got a shirt on that says, I'm a big scales of justice. You know what?
Big scales.
Yeah.
When it comes to doing favors for someone and then someone owing you favors, like I keep a mental tally.
Oh my god!
Well, this is what,
Note to self: never ask Tom for anything.
no.
Oh, my God. What's your tally on me, dude?
So what do we owe you now
Oh my
that you've
God.
watched Maggie before?
Yeah,
so what is that?
You've watched Maggie.
Well, to be fair, he does have half of your stuff in his garage.
Yeah.
So-
I've taken a lot.
Yeah, you stole my, hold on,
So
this
I-
AMFer stole my birthday fishing rod.
You owe them a lot more dog sitting, I think.
Yeah. I feel like our scales of justice are pretty even right now. It maybe lean towards I owe you guys.
Okay.
Just in the stuff that I've stolen from
That's
Daniel
fair.
over the
That's-
years.
That's fair. My sawzall.
I was using your sawzall to cut the roots the other day.
It's
I
DeWalt.
cut my fence.
It's a DeWalt.
He's ruined it now.
It's a good brand.
I ruined it good. So I never
Yeah,
cleaned
it
it.
just
It's
needs
all
a blade.
They're dirt packed inside
Yeah,
there.
it's
Like,
all right. It's fine.
Anyway, if you saw it, you'd be mad. So, scales of justice. So, if someone asks you to help them move, that's too.
I'm doing that this weekend.
I say no. Sorry.
That one's hard.
That if you help someone move,
I've
all
moved
day-
more people than I've actually moved.
You're a
I-
good friend, though.
That
You're-
is a
I've
good
moved a
friend.
lot of people
and
too.
Tom has moved a lot of people too. I'm really not that much help when it comes to moving, and I don't like doing it. But I have
You got a
also,
bad back.
I do have a bad back, but
So do I.
I've helped people move before. It's just not something I
Use your bad back
I
as an
like doing.
excuse.
You
Daniel's
should.
done it for years.
I have done it for
Yeah.
years.
Use your
Gotta do
bad
it.
back as excuse.
Yeah,
I heard it.
That's exactly how my dad would have said it. You knew him better than
Yeah.
anybody. Use
But I
your
got this
bad
new
back.
mattress. It's really helping my back, though.
Use your bad back as excuse. You got to make it one word.
Yeah, yeah.
As excuse.
As excuse.
So what I'm saying is that if you help someone move all day, that's a tremendous favor.
It's very
and
hard.
To pay that back, almost you would have to help that person move. There's really nothing
money
equal.
You can
Okay.
give money.
I mean, but you can't just pay your
Okay,
friend money.
you're
Like
the-
they won't accept it.
You're logical. You're the best at figuring these out. We babysit this dog. We wanted to do this, right? This is kind of the dry run before
Right.
she gets the new dog, okay? That's what this was all leading up to. You have decided, and we haven't talked about this on the show, but you're getting a new dog, right?
At some point, yes.
Yeah, and we're on the list, and it looks like it's going to come up. And the lady said, "Do you want a girl or a boy?" Andrea said, "Boy." We're in line. It's locked in. We're getting one. We already have the name and everything.
Well, you're testing it out. You had Caesar for 12
Well,
years.
but-
But
Well,
it's been
16
been
years.
16 years since I had a puppy.
Yeah, puppies are different, and also Maggie. We just want to see how Maggie. And
Right.
Maggie's great.
This
Maggie's
is a
fine.
puppy. It's literally doing the same thing Caesar always did. It just sits on the
That's
couch.
kind of dogs we like.
Yeah. Like
Right.
my
Hey.
mom just got a puppy. It bite crazy again. It scratches her
Pee-peeing
whole leg.
everywhere.
Her arms are
Chewing up
her
furniture.
arms, I saw her arms. Marilyn's arms are blood crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
There's 105 cuts
Yeah.
on her arms. She got band-aids everywhere.
I go
That's
there.
why we love this breed,
Yeah,
because
it
this
just sits there.
breed
Yeah.
is just crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so my friend, we are babysitting him, puppy sitting
Well, this
him.
is what I wanted to ask him. So
Right.
we're going through all his toys, right? Tyrone's toys, and we got everything. We're pulling everything out. He's being a good boy and everything. And then down on the bottom, there's a little card. We open up the card, and it says, this is the type of person that your
Yes.
former boss was. She's just a wonderful human being. And she said, "Hey, thanks a lot for doing this. If anything happens, here's a 50 on me." And there's a $50 bill in there. Now,
No,
do we,
we're not.
I
I'm
don't
not
think we
get that back.
We got to give
Yeah.
that back, right?
I'm gonna stick it back in the bag and
Now-
give it back.
Yeah.
Now, here's the
If you took it, it's trashy, and
Well,
that's
hold
her
on.
way of wiping her hands with the favor you did for her. You have to hold that favor above now the scales of justice have
I
tipped.
don't think friends are supposed to do that.
Oh, no, that's how everything
And
works.
she's so
Even friends.
she's
Now,
so
Maisie
I
said-
know
Yeah.
exactly who owes me favors and who I owe them favors.
Now, Maisie-
Every single, call in, I'll tell you.
Now tell me what you favor talk.
Yeah.
So Maisie goes. Well, so Andrea pulls a card out, pulls the 50 out. Maisie goes, "Ooh, $50," and then Andrea goes, "Oh, we got to give that back." And Maisie goes, "No, we don't."
It's a
I mean,
teaching
technically
moment.
you don't.
What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, 6 years old. You want to just get
Yeah,
the money.
she's seven,
the money.
Seven, sorry, yeah.
I
But-
think she already grabbed it.
So, but it is the easiest favor to do. Like, I've watched both your dogs. It was a nothing. I
Oh
mean,
man, if I would have let you watch my dog, oh,
Yeah,
terrible.
bite your
Bite
sandals
you
off.
great.
Right.
All your kids would be dead.
Would you
My
watch?
dog hated kids.
Would you watch your mom's dog bite the Bitey
Would you
or
bite
the other
Bitey
one?
or Puppy Buddy too?
well, that weighs the scales of justice down
But
a little
it's
more.
family.
Yeah. No, I watch my mom's dog, but I would now
Question.
expect a heftier favor.
Serious-
Now she's going to watch my son's like 5 or 6 times.
Okay, serious
for
question.
one dog watch.
Serious question. Trying to figure out the math on this. What about the times that you've had to feed and or medicate and or watch and or clean birds?
Well, here's
Are you owed anything, or is that because that's Crystal's mom? That's not a negotiable. That is
She
not a
watches
deal.
the boys. I bet.
Yes,
Okay,
and that so
okay.
in
That makes sense.
lots of situations where Crystal's got to go show a house, I'm at work.
But isn't that grandma's job?
It's well, I mean, you know, you
I
gotta
thought that's
ask-
part of the deal when you had kids.
It is, but there's still, you leave your house where you could go and watch. But now my sons are much like
A lot easier than
I
the
forgot this
birds.
Like
new
a
dog's
Westie.
name. Yeah, like Caesar used
This
to
is
be.
Tyrone.
Tyrone. He
yeah,
is
yeah.
named for the Erykah Badu song.
Yeah, he
of
is
the same.
He
name.
is named after the Erykah Badu song Tyrone.
So
Do you even know that song?
yes, I do.
Oh.
You gotta call Tyrone. I know.
I know.
I know all
Wow.
songs.
Crystal likes that song.
I know all
I know the
songs.
best songs.
Uh-oh.
I know all songs.
It's fun talking like that.
Tyrone.
Anyway, I forgot what we were.
No, we were just talking
Oh
about
my! Well,
grandma versus watching
there's
kids
certain
versus birds.
Yeah, but if you want, if you ask your mom to watch your kids so much, like it is kind of a reach too far. Like, yeah, grandmas watch grandkids, but to how much every
Right,
week?
right.
Usually it's like a once a month type of deal or that kind of thing. But anyway, I'm just saying that watching animals or dogs is an easy favor, but it seems like it's
Cat
harder.
watching way easier.
Yes, yeah. You just
You
go.
could leave them. You
Yeah.
don't have to
Feed 'em.
watch
You just pop in like once a day. You're good.
Yeah, if you put water and then
Food,
yeah, food.
clean their
that's
litter
it.
box.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I give you guys a lot
But
of
they're
neg-
disgusting.
I give you a ton of oh, wow. I was gonna go a little more
Gonna
positive.
have you watch my cat the next time I was out of town.
Hey, I just do that to see if he'll react, and you know what? He will. I'm coming around to cats. I think.
Yeah.
I always give you guys the negative. I have been less negative towards cats lately. I've been kind of liking them. This is the first in 46 years of
Which
living.
cat have you hung out with lately?
I like Paisley.
Oh, there's one that's around the corner here that when we walk by, to
But
take
it's a
Maisie to
fancy
dance-
cat.
It's
Everything's fancy this
it's
year.
a Persian. It's got the smush face.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
love a
sweet.
smush face.
They
So
are
Maisie freaks out.
Oh,
So
Maisie,
cute.
and anything. I'm just like you. Anything that my daughter's into, I'm into. The fact that Maisie loves the Tesla has rooted me. I'm Tesla man now, right? Because my daughter loves the Tesla. That's the way it works. Whatever your boys like, you love it the most. And she loves this cat Paisley, and it's a damn cool cat.
It just sits in the window
Yeah.
and watches everybody and gets along with its bulldog brother. and-
Yeah, it's cool. I like animals.
Crystal called me yesterday. I don't know if you guys heard this.
Oh no!
Dog.
She called me.
Dog.
And then she's like, the boys have something to tell you.
I
I'm
love
at work,
this.
by the
This
way.
is like
I'm
a
at
twice
work.
a week thing.
I love these because they're fake too. Like the
Yeah.
boys don't. That has never
She
happened.
set 'em up, yeah.
Yes, I do this with Maisie. I go, hey, we're gonna call your mom. This is what you're saying.
By the way, what happened to not bothering your husband at work, or is like trying?
I don't bother my husband.
I guess I was just saying that to
Make yourself feel better.
Who are you talking to?
I don't
Just
know.
throwing it out into the universe.
And so then the boys have something to tell you, and then I'm just I hear the car running, and they're like,
We're leaving you, Daddy.
we want a dog. And then I'm like, well, this doesn't feel set up.
Right.
So I'm like, do you? And then they're like, yeah. And then I do the same. Like, it's a lot of responsibility. You have to feed it. You have to bathe it. You have to
Play with it, walk it.
it, and you have to take it outside. And then
it might
clean
bite
its
you.
poo-poo.
Yeah, it might bite you. It might pee on your bed.
And then, of course, just like every kid says, they're like, we're going to do that. I'm like, you're lying. Like, I know you're not. Because what's going to happen is you want this dog, right? You're like, we want it. We're excited.
It's the fantasy of the dog until you get the
2 weeks into it, you're going to be like, not that interested anymore. Like, now that, it's the shine has worn off.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, 15 years we have this thing. Like, it's not some of your plastic garbage that we can just punt in the trash or donate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't take a dog to the Goodwill.
Like, you want some video game and then you buy it and you're like, I didn't play it that much.
I mean, maybe because she grew up with it. I mean, she's still into dogs. Still talks about dogs.
It's
Wants
her
to hang out.
thing.
Why all of a
Tyrone's gonna
sudden
sleep.
did the boys say they wanted a dog?
Did they go see the new
Right.
puppy?
They're just getting older, and they see dogs are more interested and less afraid now because they're bigger.
Do you want me to bring Tyrone over this week?
No, well, it's
No.
my whole thing was that I'm like they're going to become disinterested in it, and then
How
it's
do you
just
know?
our
What if they're
response.
not?
I mean, they're not as going to be as hot on it as they are before they get it, and I know this
What if
because
it's like
that's
a boat dog? You take boating. You take it like
It ain't gonna
races,
be that.
Like a
you guys need
skateboarding
a
dog.
big dog, like a big water dog,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my wife
like a big golden
she-
retriever swimming.
Lab.
No, it's not going to be pure. It's going to be a lumpy.
Oh, yeah.
S dog from the shelter, though they has some sort of PTSD from getting burned earlier in his life or whatever. And it's like,
5 tours of Korea.
and then we're gonna have to give it
One of those
chemo, and then we're gonna have to give it like 10 pills a day, and
Oh,
then they're like, oh, it got nervous and vomited. I was like,
It
what?
lost its battle.
And then I'm like, what? We pay like this is what 15 years, and then so
No, it won't be. That's the
and then I'm
beauty
like,
of
it stinks in here like a dog lives here.
That's
like,
the
Get
what?
a
beauty.
senior dog. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the beauty of really unfortunate lump dogs is that they don't live that long.
Why couldn't you adopt a senior dog?
Yeah.
They're already house trained. They're already, and so you can test it out.
Yeah, so
again
every
with the
couple of
boy.
years you can have it die on you and you can cry.
Yeah. Well, I won't. I mean, it's that I don't like it dying every couple of years is a selling point to
Best
me.
thing.
Oh, your little boys would cry.
It's a
Yeah.
15-year jail sentence
No, I
that
know.
Oh
is
my god.
is the it's or just like here, take care of this for 15 years.
You think about dogs like I think about kids.
What? Well, that's what I am. Team no dog.
Yeah, okay.
So you see what I'm saying?
All right, I'll support
Are
you on
you
this.
nervous about like that you won't be able to go places as much?
Yes,
or-
yes, because
There's dog walkers. There's people who
Take
pop
the dog
in
with you.
now.
That's kind of
Yeah,
what we
We're
do.
not
We
organized.
take Maggie with us everywhere
We have
now.
a BDM that we literally talk to for Weird Job Wednesday that dog sits.
we're
yeah, we do.
unorganized, and we
Just take the dog with you. You
no-
can take it most places now.
No, because Crystal is gonna have a freak out if the dog falls off the boat or it doesn't know.
Oh, it knows how to swim.
Give him a life jacket.
Now I'm putting a life jacket. Like, how
Wait,
about?
hold on.
How about we just don't know it?
I love a boat dog.
How about?
I gotta help Tom
Me
here.
too.
I am not
And they're
putting a
like-
life jacket on a dog.
And then there's like the dog's too hot because we
Put its
gotta
goggles
leave.
on. Oh, its eyes are burning. Give it its pump sub.
Doggle.
Yeah, we gotta leave. Oh, it pooped on Disappeared Island. And,
I'll give him little swim shoes.
It's barking at this person. It's it's
Doggy
like
aqua socks.
don't get close. The dog's close to the babies. I'm like friends still have babies, and it's like all of a sudden like you got sticks in here. I stepped in poop in the backyard of gardening.
His hair- oh my
all
God.
this stuff that is inevitably gonna happen.
Yeah.
How about I just say no?
Yeah, I'm with you.
And then it doesn't happen. All this headache anyway.
Your kids in therapy down the road are going to talk about how my dad thought it was a death sentence or a death sentence for us. We could never have a dog, and
I don't think you openly talk about that with your
No,
boys.
I circle talk them until they get disinterested
Yeah.
because I
I've
know
seen them
because
do
they're
it.
me and they don't care about
wait
nothing.
till we get our puppy. happy.
Yeah, but
we'll bring it over for pool days.
but that's okay.
If they walked in here and cried and begged for a dog, and I saw and they come there like petting this dog Tyrone, and then I listen. I'm soft. I'll get him a dog. Get him whatever the hell you want. Dog, drugs, whatever. I will enable anybody. I know them. They don't care. That's why I'm like I'm gonna hinder myself for things they don't even care about.
Does your wife want one?
Well,
she's the one that's home. She would take care of
She
it.
wants a dog. She wants a wood wall. I can only do so much. I'll stay in the wood wall. The dog stinks. Anyway, we got to take a break. Bye-bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time on Zoom with us right now. We haven't seen him since pretty much the dead middle of COVID when he was...
don't say dead middle of COVID.
Yeah, don't say dead.
I'm just saying
Crazy.
I feel like it was right at the heat of it. And, he was doing his
He had
his
to
show
pivot. He had to pivot.
virtually.
Well, he he's
piffed it.
Yeah, he pivoted. And he's on the line with us right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Piff, the Magic Dragon, the only Magic Dragon we know. What's up, man?
Not much. I'm back in the garage you last saw me in.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
You built it. Let's talk about the garage for a second. You built that out as your pivot, but now you've got the new special, Reptile Dysfunction, and that's out now. And is that a YouTube product? Where can people find
That's
that?
youtube.com/Piff the Magic Dragon. Go watch it for free. I don't want your money.
That's not true.
Well, we'll talk about that because you're right. It's on YouTube. You can go to piffthemagicdragon.com. It's right on the front of the page. And Piff, I want to. This is a great special, and it's different than most comedy or magic specials I've seen. Because. And I really liked how you put it together, and because it's not only the stage show, but it's street magic, and then produced bits, and then some behind the scenes stuff.
It's like watching a feature film. It's like
kind of like a documentary almost of like not only the stage show, but the street magic, and then like the comedy bits. So. Was that your idea to like make something totally different than we've seen before?
Well, we started film. We filmed the hour-long show, and when you're doing magic and you're in it, you're like going, "Oh my God, is this going to work? Is this trick going to work?" And the audience is like, "What's going to happen next? What's going to happen next?" But as soon as you film something, the audience knows that it must have worked.
Yes,
right.
Otherwise, why are you showing us this?
Right.
So when I watched it back, I was like, oh, "Okay, this is fun for like half an hour." But then after half an hour, you go, yeah, we get it. That everything's going to be fine, Piff. We get it. So I thought, let's do some of these tricks out on the street. Let's like make the most of being in Vegas. And the Flamingo is owned by Caesars, and Caesars owns a ton of other different properties. They own Caesar's Palace. They own the Link, which is they have this like high roller wheel, so we had permission to go and shoot wherever we wanted.
That's awesome.
So we were like, hey, let's go and do these magic tricks 30 feet in the air.
Yeah, I was reading an article with you this morning, and you said something that I don't really think about very often, but you said that like Vegas is like the epicenter of magic. And I've never really thought about that. And you've known me and Tom for a minute, and you also know that Tom and I very much enjoy magic. Like we're the guys. Like we're the skeptics, and we've Googled magic for years. We love Penn and Teller, Winky Winky in the special.
Pop the Magic Dragon.
Yeah, Pop. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, if you like Penn and Teller, you will. This is in the same quiver, right?
Yes,
you got Piff in there.
Yeah.
But I never really thought of Vegas as being like the epicenter of magic. And I also like that it feels like you and Penn and Teller, and there are a select group of people that are kind of guarding and also like paying homage to Las Vegas. Like the fact that you're, at the Flamingo, the fact that, was it Wayne Newton that was on that stage?
Yeah, Wayne Newton. We just moved theaters.
Yeah.
Since COVID, we just moved out of the small room, and we're now. Donnie and Marie Osmond used to be in the main Flamingo showroom. They left, and we've taken over from Donnie and Marie Osmond, and Wayne Newton has moved into my old theater.
Yeah, it's just cool that that Vegas is. I like that. I don't know. I'm a Rat Pack guy. I like that style of music. I like the allure and the kind of the the legend of old Vegas, and it's cool to see it kind of getting like, I don't know, like the same nods.
So, Piff, I got to ask you, because watching the special, you do a lot of crowd work, and like we talked about, you do some street magic as well. And
Improv is dangerous, man.
And I'm curious because this must be a talent much like a hypnotist, where you're really good at picking out people that you know will add to the entertainment, I guess, for lack of a better term. You're picking out people that won't be stiff, that won't kind of not go along with what's great.
It's like subconsciously you're doing microtransactions in your brain, kind of surveying your guys, right? Your marks in front of you.
Because you make people, you ask people to do stuff on stage and they do it each time. I mean, like you have to watch the special, but they'll do it over and over, and it's like stuff that normal people probably wouldn't do if you just asked them on the street to do. So it's like, you don't want the person to say, like, I'm not doing that, and just be stiff and not go along with it. So have you gotten better at that through repetition, or is it a natural talent? You're like, I can kind of tell this person's personality?
I definitely got better at it, but that's what I love about my job, is that you never know what you're going to get next. Like, we did a trick in the special. We did a card trick to a blind girl.
Yeah.
And it's like... And I was like, what, you're blind? You can't see anything? And she could see like an inch in front of her eyes. and it's like one of my favorite moments in the special, because she then like is like blown away by magic because she's never seen it before.
Yeah, that's great.
And so because you're good at it, Piff. You're good at improv, and you're a natural comedian.
Yeah, and he can roll with any scenario.
So like, even like, not to ruin anything special, but there's parts of the street magic that the person, you're like, oh, show me your phone, and then it's off. It's like, and right. I like that you leave that stuff in there, but you're good with making that moment funnier.
I just love, like, one of the reasons that I became a dragon was because I couldn't take magic seriously. You have like Chris Angel, who like wanting to be a sort of like, actual sorcerer. Yeah. And,
okay, hold on, Piff.
The term sorcerer is underused.
Okay,
right.
Well, let me ask you about Chris Angel real quick, because it seems like, Daniel already mentioned, like with with Penn and Teller and your relationship with other magicians, and
you
even
got David Blaine and Chris Angel and David Copperfield.
And so it seems like everybody's friendly with each other, and even Chris Angel. But it does seem like Chris Angel takes a lot, the brunt of a lot of jokes, even within the magic community.
I have a theory about
right.
that. Well, it's hyper stylized, trendy. Like, he was dressing like trendy, right? And anything trendy will eventually get made fun of. Like, it's not.
Well, he never moved out of the trend. He got stuck in that.
Right, and that's no
cool?
diss. He's done some cool tricks.
Yeah.
Is he a good guy? Piff, do you know him?
I don't know him, but I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I say too. I'm
He
like,
thinks all magicians are
I don't
friends.
know him, but he seems fine. It's funny that you mentioned that you couldn't take magic seriously. That was also in the article I was reading, and I think it was out of the UK. You were being interviewed by somebody, and you said that you started and we've known you for a while now, but I didn't know this. I didn't know that in the article it said you started like trying to do straight magic, like you were dressed like normal, and
right.
I didn't know about that. How did that go?
I crashed and burned for so many years. I used to do restaurant magic. I used to wear a suit and go around, these restaurants doing, interrupting people doing card tricks.
Yeah.
And I went up to this one couple and I said, hello, I'm the magician. Do you want to see a card trick? And it was this tiny Italian restaurant with no more than 50 people in it. And he scraped his chair back across the floor and he stood up and he said, my wife has just asked me for a divorce. Do you really think I want to see some fucking magic? Oh. I was like, oh, buddy. I was like, well, she just made half your house disappear.
And they're like, I'm good at improv and comedy.
Yeah, but that's also bad when you're the little guy that's good at improv and comedy, right? Because then you've got the big guy that's staring down at you, and you have the insults loaded and ready to go.
So
the other thing is, like with comedy, the more people you have in a room, the funnier jokes become. Because, if you have 100 people in a room and even like 50 people laugh, which is like, half.
Sure.
Then that's like a big laugh. Whereas when I was doing these restaurants, the most you'd ever have is like 8 people.
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if 4 people laugh, that's not enough.
So speaking of that, Piff, I'm curious to now you have like you've been at your residency for a while.
Well, now he is the residency. Now he's on tour with Puddles.
yeah.
So he's got the tour that he's doing,
Yeah.
and then he's got the garage. So he has no more garage. That's a TV studio now.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
And now you're
yeah.
writing a book. I read that in the article too. You have a magic book that you've written for magicians.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's a way of like copywriting tricks. You write them down in a book and you say, hey, I made this up. Don't copy it.
I like that. All right, I like that.
But I'm curious if the residency, if it's like a home field advantage for a sports team.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. That is exactly how I described it to somebody the other day.
Really?
Because, yeah, we've just moved into this big showroom at the Flamingo. It's an 800-seat showroom.
Ooh.
We can do anything we think of. Because in our other showroom, the old Piff the Magic Dragon Theatre, we could only do tricks we could carry up the stairs. if it was bigger than that, we literally couldn't do it. And on tour, we could only do tricks we could get into a suitcase.
Yes.
So suddenly, the pandemic was this horrific event for everyone involved, but some good did come out of it for us, and that was being in this new room. So we've now got a show which is just like, it's like the tricks we've wanted to do for all time, and it's like the best magic show I've ever done by far. And I mean, we just put a new trick in where Mr. Piffles pisses any drink thought of.
That's okay. That was in the article, and I wanted to make sure
Right.
that was like a thing. Okay, so that's an actual. So you've been able to pull that off now. Where now
Right.
your dog is a canine drink dispenser, and anybody can think
Yeah.
of the drink, and he'll just right out.
Well, it came from this old idea where it was called the magic kettle, where you have a kettle and you name a drink and you pour it out of the spout. And I thought, well, what about instead of a kettle, you have a dog, and instead of a spout, I don't think I need to.
Yeah, no,
Right,
we're
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
get the idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, well, speaking of that home field advantage, I wonder for you, like, how much better in your mind, because I feel like you're such a professional, you've been doing this for so long, that the average audience member couldn't tell. But it's like, I would imagine doing something in the same space over and over and over, you can hone your
Right.
show
Yeah.
and you're so comfortable
Yeah.
in the same room because you're on tour, you're in a different place each time. Like there's, I'm sure
I mean, he
there's
started with sleight of hand table magic. I mean, so if you start there and you get here, I feel like you've got the reps.
So, like, do you feel like I could produce the best possible show in my home base, in my home field that I couldn't produce?
And people are coming to see me.
like anywhere else.
Yeah, it's like I've got, I can definitely do the best show that I will ever be able to do at the Flamingo, and it's like a golf swing, like you just keep doing the reps, and like some nights you get a perfect swing, and other nights, because like we always use members of the audience, you have no idea what they're going to do.
Yeah.
You just have no idea. I've had kids vomit on stage. You just never know what's going to happen next.
What also
Well,
warms.
what do you do when they vomit on stage? Like you just
You
laugh at
get
it, right?
somebody to clean it up.
Yeah, you got to move the dog
Exactly.
away because dogs love that stuff.
But you,
Oh, they love it.
Yeah,
they can't get enough of
yeah,
it.
But-
it's like treats.
But Piff, you're the type of dragon that loves when things go wrong because I
Yes.
feel like you can then you look at it as an
Yeah.
opportunity to make a unique
that's
moment
it. Yeah.
funny. Right?
Vomit for a dragon is.
Right. I aim every show. I want people to go out feeling like, oh, we were at the show when such and such a thing happened.
Yeah, like something you only could see it that night, and it was truly unique. And you know what also warms my heart, and I don't know, I'd love to ask you this question. I'd love to ask you, did you think, because I'm sure you've heard it a million times from people that are like, oh yeah, here's the guy in the dragon suit, not gonna last, right?
Right.
You probably heard that a million times. But the residency, the tour, the book, the special, it's like, How many years now have you been a dragon?
Oh, I don't know, since 2009.
So my point
Yeah.
is that like that doesn't matter. None of that matters. We had somebody to tell us that we could never do a show with 2 hosts. It would never work. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
it when people say things that they're completely talking out of their ass. They have no idea what they're talking about. I love that. So it's just awesome to see. And how many suits do you have now? How many are you up to now, including Penn suit?
I've lost count. I mean, I have tens of thousands of dollars worth sort of dragon outfits.
That's awesome.
But no, I love that. Like, I love walking on stage and knowing that you're about to like blow away the audience, and knowing that the audience they just have no idea what's coming. They think, who's this idiot in a dragon outfit? Well, you know, how good can this possibly be? And then, you know, you send them out going, oh my God, that was the best show I've ever seen.
That's awesome.
Piff, I'm curious to how far you live from the Flamingo.
Oh, now you're getting personal.
Well,
It's very personal.
like how
Dox
far
him.
is your
My God.
cave
What's
away?
your bathroom look like,
No,
Piff?
well, because it's seemingly the best job for a performer. I've thought about this a lot. Like
Residency.
like residencies. But we've talked to Carrot Top and stuff before.
I think it's
like,
awesome.
You get to get in a routine.
Yeah.
It's healthier. Like it's less like travel, even though you still do travel. It's just, but it's like the routine.
You know
has
why
got
I-
to be so comfortable for a performer.
Well, for magicians and also for musicians, I like it because if you really like the person, let's say you love Celine Dion and you're going to Vegas to see her, right? You're getting her room, like you're getting Piff's room. So, of course, it's going to be the best show. It's his room. The tour, I'm not taking anything away from the tour. The tour's going to be great, but you're at the mercy of every venue. But this is his room.
And we have to do a whole different show on tour.
right,
you know.
right.
So, you know, it's fun like doing tour, because the other thing about going on tour is you're the one event that somebody is doing that week. You're the one thing that they're doing. You know, they're going out to the show. So there's a different energy from the audience on tour. Whereas in Vegas, you know, you're one of many things that they're doing that week. So you got to work hard in Vegas to get the audience on their feet.
I never thought about that.
But that
Yeah.
makes you a better performer, right? Like,
It makes you keep the edge.
Like when you're when next door Cirque du Soleil, when the best acts in the world are all around you, you have to do a little something extra to impress
There's
the audience.
1,000 Chinese children doing a handstand to the sun, and you got to do like magic now.
But again, then I feel like that hones your talent. It makes you a stronger magic dragon.
I think so. I think, you know, what doesn't kill you can only make you stronger.
No, but I'm curious to your day, Piff, of like.
Get out of his business.
No, like,
I love this.
when
What do you want to know?
like
You're all up
what
in his
time-
dragon
What
stuff
time do you
now.
get up? What
do you have for breakfast?
No, not even that. It's just like, do you have like this routine where it's like, all right, you show up at the Flamingo at this time? Like, do you even bother showing up? How much before the show? Like, how much prep work?
That's a
do you
good
need?
question. Do you have to get there a
Right.
couple hours ahead of time?
Yeah, right. I've got a whole team of people now, so I don't touch anything.
Oh, it's awesome.
I literally arrive, and you know, I could arrive at like 10 to 7 and walk on stage.
That's
But
fantastic. You know
I
what?
actually
You
start
deserve
the
that.
show by flying in Vegas, so I have to be there at least 5 minutes early to harness up.
That's fantastic. That's just fantastic.
So like at this point in time, you've got the majority of your day. It's funny because the only reason I asked is we interviewed Carrot Top one time in Vegas in his
Cave.
Yeah, his like office area.
Yeah.
And he was talking about like he's like that's why I started working out. I had so much time during the day that like I would work out, and there was. He had the whole day, and then he'd show up.
He had a
and
bunch of guys that would set up his stuff, and he had his DJ, and his producer would have his cues and everything.
And you do the show so much that it's like, well, I don't need to. There's no practice. Obviously,
Yeah.
like I don't show up
He's
5
been
minutes
doing it
before,
for 50 years now
hammer
at
it
this
out.
point.
So like most of your day, I know you're still grinding, but do you play golf? Some dragon?
Yeah,
like
what's your
anything?
dragon hobbies?
Yeah.
I played golf yesterday, but it's Las Vegas, so it's like playing golf on the sun.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Well, we're in Orlando, so we're like Sun Junior. You know, it's real hot.
Yeah,
here.
exactly. No, you know, like I always try and work on new stuff. So at the moment, the tour's coming out. You know, the show in Vegas is in a good spot right now. So that is just about like, continuing to do the reps there. But we're going on tour with Puddles, Pity Party, who's this clown with a golden voice.
Oh, yeah. Puddles has been through Orlando a couple times. Yeah. He's good entertainment, wonderful voice.
Yeah, he's a great guy. So, we work on that material. And then we're always pitching ideas to TV shows and trying to work on the next thing. And then I also the great thing is I'm in town with Penn and Teller. So I get to, yesterday I went and had coffee with Penn. And, we hang around and talk about different ideas for tricks and, come up with new stuff together.
That's awesome.
So,
that's got to be amazing to just sit and talk craft with dudes that are those are the guys that truly got me into magic, they're
the geniuses. They're the ultimate goats.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they definitely are like the Tom Brady's of magic for me.
Yeah.
Is there ever any scenario where a high-rolling Japanese businessman comes into town and he's playing
this is gone. This
happens in Vegas, though.
All right.
Or some sheik comes into town and he's he's just blowing millions at the casino, whatever, and then he wants
to meet Piff.
Yeah. He said he's like, get me Piff to come up to my suite and perform
I can see this happen.
a private show for me, and
the dragon.
I'll pay him $200,000 or whatever. It's like, does that ever happen?
No. and even if it did, I wouldn't be able to do it. Right. I would just be like, oh no, forget it. It's too much pressure.
Yeah, that's true.
But even with a sheik, $250,000, but he just
but he's got that he can make you disappear if he needs to.
That's true. He doesn't get that's a dark art.
If he's not pleased with your performance, then no more dragon.
That's true. That's true.
Well, Reptile Dysfunction's on YouTube right now. You can watch it for free. It's a great special.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
On piffthemagicdragon.com as well, right on the front page. And like I said, it's really good, really well produced, and it's not.
It'll surprise you. It's different. It's different.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth your time.
We wanted to do it as like a backdoor pilot. If anyone ever wondered what a Piff the Magic Dragon TV show would look like, we wanted to sort of go, this is it.
I can see that.
No, it's great.
And well done, man. Congratulations on it. It's really creative, and the way that you approached it is awesome. I like it when people, like Chelsea Peretti did a stand-up special years and years ago where the whole audience was just dogs. Like, I like it when people do interesting things. Like, I like it when the special is different, and you did a really good job, man. It's really well done.
Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for watching.
Well, if you breeze back through Orlando, please let us know. We'd love to.
Yeah.
You and Puddles, anybody, you're always welcome. And please give our regards to Mr. Piffles, because we don't know how's he doing.
He's hanging in there. He's 14 and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's just. I
like chill out a little bit.
The types of dogs that just sit there and don't do anything. They're great.
They are the best
exactly.
dogs. Yeah, they're the best ones.
Well, Piff, it's great talking to you. We'll talk to you again soon.
Come and do Tom and Dan go to Vegas.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. You want to do it?
Listen. I want to go to Vegas.
Wow, this guy's.
Well, he loves betting. I love magic and I love shows.
Piff,
he loves betting.
He has a gambling problem, and I like strip clubs.
There we go. Got the trifecta.
Got it.
What can go wrong?
Can we get like a behind the scenes VIP something, or like
always in it for the free stuff.
No, I'm just saying, like if we showed up, we're gonna be like, oh yeah, come, I'll give you a tour of
the garage.
We'll be sleeping in Piff's garage.
I'll give you the full day in the life of Piff, so you have no more questions.
All right, perfect. Well, Piff, we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thanks so much, guys.
All right, man. Take care. Be well. That is Piff the Magic Dragon, live from the Dragon Cave. Good dude.
Always, what I like about Piff is ultimate hustler. Like he
remembers us, knows our names. And he's not faking it.
No.
He's a businessman. He knows what he's doing.
And he's just promoting a free special.
Yeah. And didn't they reach out to us?
Yeah, he did personally.
Well, he keeps all of his stuff, and then when he knows he gets some traction, because we did remember we did the show with him. We did the live show, the Zoom show with him.
Yeah.
With our listeners, and he
reached out to us, and he's like, "Hey, I want to do something," and we're like, "Sure."
Beyond
most super nice
comedians or magicians, I got to put Piff up there as far as nicest celebrity you will find. I know it doesn't seem that way because his act is grumpy. I get it. But he is one of the nicest individuals. Kind of ruins a bit, doesn't it?
You know,
super nice.
What's interesting is magicians, I feel, have to learn the grind, the work ethic, because that's what it takes
Sometimes
to learn.
people don't take them seriously.
Well, not even that, but to learn a magic trick,
Well,
to
that's
slide
true.
the sleight of hand and stuff.
That's a discipline.
That takes thousands of reps of practice to learn that sleight of hand, right?
I'm surprised that you, as a kid, as much as you admire that you never got the
Too lazy.
standard magic kit. And I had the magic kit. I practiced one trick a million times until I got it really down. And if you had one here, I can do it. It's a sleight of hand. It's a little wand that has jewels on it.
Yeah.
And I memorized the technique. So no matter what number you pick, I can make it turn the correct color. Like, I know the trick. And I can do the sleight of hand, but I only knew one. And you're right. It took me months to learn how to
Just
move.
the one trick.
Yeah, just to move my hand. And it's such a simple one. Like, if Piff saw it, he goes, oh, I know that trick. That's the old... Yeah, they all have names. Like, that's the old Cincinnati wand. You know, and he would know it. And there's just variations of tricks that people use now.
The thing was, I was just nerdy and loserish enough to
Jesus.
not get any girls and not be popular in high school, but not nerdy enough to learn magic. Like, it was just,
Okay.
I was riding that
You're
line.
mid-nerd.
Yeah, where I could still go out to parties.
that's accurate.
Drink beer, and like I was hanging out with like the skater kids and then the punk rockers.
You're like video game maybe a little bit, you know, like
I like
hang out with
yeah,
some
I like
people,
just like yeah,
but not magic nerd.
yeah, or you just have no friends. You sit in your room and you learn
Yeah.
card tricks because that's what it takes.
Yeah.
Same thing with guitar nerds.
Yeah, sit in there and play.
Yeah,
Pop your zits and noodle on your guitar. It's all you got.
the rock star guitarists of the, you know, when they're 25, yeah, they're rock star guitarists, but they were nerds when they were in high school. That's how they got good.
Oh, there's
You
this,
know, like-
there's this little kid named Max Ostro. I think we've talked about him on the show before. He's on YouTube. You can look him up. His name is, I believe he's out of Russia. His name is Max Ostro, and he is the most unfortunately looking young man you will ever see. He's like a big, bushy Gene Simmons hair,
Yeah.
giant Coke bottle mega glasses, unfortunately pale Russian body, but he might be the greatest electric guitar player I have ever seen. He is the antithesis of the lock yourself in your room for 5 years, and he came out, and now he's got endorsements of every guitar every amp maker, every pedal, and he is now that nerdiness, like Max Ostro. Look him up. You see this kid play, and you're like, you want to hear him? Do we have time, or we got to get out of here?
No, we
got
can
time.
do it.
I got to show you this kid.
I'm looking at him. He's got some luxurious hair. That's for sure.
He's just a savant.
Well, I mean, he's very unfortunate. Look, and I don't mean to be mean. Look, he's just a nerd. Like, look at him. Look, there he is. Okay, look, he's a nerd. A very unfortunate looking nerd, right?
Yeah. He looks like Napoleon Dynamite of guitar.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty good.
Like you
man.
were
Let me-
trying
I'm
to.
trying to find it here so I can pop this up for everybody.
It looks like a Halloween costume of nerdy guitar guy, and
I
that's
c-
his real life.
For whatever reason, it's not popping up for me because we just had Piff on. But here, I'm gonna play you his. I gotta play you him playing music. Okay, this is just a small little thing that he did. This is him playing some jazz. All right, this is him just improvising. Okay, here he goes.
Crazy.
What? Are you kidding me? The runs that this kid does, his fingers are magic, dude.
Yeah.
That is why teachers
That
would
bass
say.
line's grooving, too.
That is why he plays it all. He does.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he plays it all. He's one of these kids that when teachers would say, the nerds of today drive the Lamborghinis of tomorrow. Yeah, you're kind of right.
Although it's a little bit deceiving because this kid, now I don't know his background at all, but I'm just guessing.
I think he's a quiet Russian kid.
He's an autistic guitar nerd, and I say that is because
he does look autistic.
and I say autistic in the sense of he's a genius and some.
He is a
You know what I'm
genius.
saying? Like
Yes, 100% genius.
his brain is working. This is not practice makes perfect. This is not he practiced enough to get this good. Like this guy's brain works differently than the rest of us. It just so happens to make him insanely good at guitar. Like those, you know, when you see a 5-year-old playing piano and he's playing some ridiculous. Like,
yeah, that's what he was.
But yeah, that's something in their brain
Yeah.
that they didn't practice to get that good. That's their whatever makes sense in their brain. They're a genius when it comes to
You
this.
can see what's funny about certain people like this when you see them do it is that you can see him do an interview, how awkward he is, but you can slide a guitar in front of him and then play a backing track and just say solo, and he's so comfortable and he looks so happy.
Crazy.
You know, yeah, it is. It is crazy.
Not to switch total gears here, but me and Crystal were looking for a documentary to watch, and
You know what? You guys haven't been on your documentary game. 2022, you guys are off your game.
well, because we got
19 and 20, you guys are all about the
we got into
documentaries.
different shows. We finished Stranger Things, finished Ozark.
Hey, Yellowstone's coming back, buddy. You told me yesterday.
The For All Mankind.
You should have a Western party.
I'm not-
Let's have a dress-up party for the first season, first episode back.
I know who could be Beth.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
I
We don't watch it.
We don't watch the
Oh,
dumb shit.
oh,
Yeah,
go,
yeah. She got
yeah.
big boobies?
Oh,
okay.
yeah. She shows them a lot.
Big Dutton.
Beth Dutton. Anyway.
She shows her boobs a lot in the
yeah.
show?
Oh yeah. There's nudity.
I didn't know there was nudity.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this
there's
show now.
nudity, sex, violence.
Only boobs?
Yeah. But
They usually do a man butt.
yeah,
If they get a
do
little
Beth
spicy.
Dutton's butt. She's hot.
Is she
Anyway.
old Dutton or young Dutton?
Young. I mean, like
Hold on, I gotta look up Beth Dutton. I'm
early
gonna just
30s?
type it in my phone. Beth Dutton's boobs.
she's crazy. Anyway, so
Wait a minute.
I was we were looking for a documentary, and then somehow we stumbled upon the Bill Gates documentary. Have you seen this? Or it was filmed a couple years ago, and it looks like, and I have no idea if this is true, but I know that a lot of people will self-produce their own documentaries to put it out there as like their
Yes.
legacy and stuff. Like that.
Propaganda.
I mean, he's got enough
Yes.
money to do whatever he wants. So, but
Propaganda.
it seems like no one really cared or wanted a Bill Gates documentary, but he probably self-produced it.
A lot
and
of
put it out
people
there.
hate that guy, especially if you're
Inside
conservative.
Bill's brain.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
God, it's cringe.
it just,
Decoding Bill Gates.
Oh, God.
it just shows and it shows the ridiculous philanthropy that he's done,
Yeah.
and the how much he's dedicated himself to the problem of clean water and sanitation and stuff, which is good for him.
But
I mean,
can
he's
he
using his money to try
and
to
this
help
was
people.
before his wife divorced him?
This is before that, yeah.
Here's
Which-
what I want to know. Can he unstick my A button on my Xbox Elite controller that I spent $100 on? Can he do that, Bill?
Yeah. Like
I want to hear the tea from Melinda now.
Like whatever personal problems, you cheated on your wife or whatever. The
I
amount.
can't see him cheating with anybody.
I know, but that's
Yuck.
what I wanted to talk about. But the
Yuck.
amount of good and like the thousands and thousands of lives you saved, that makes it fine that you cheated on your wife to me, because I don't care about your wife or you. But you saved thousands of
Yeah,
lives.
I think there was a little more rumors about like buddies with Epstein.
There was-
stuff
yeah,
like
there
that,
was the buddies
I think
with
that's
Epstein
the
there.
problem, not the cheating on the wife.
And I have no idea what. Obviously, Ian obviously hasn't been found any crimes or whatever, but he was. And then I saw.
Not yet, but I'm telling you, tonight they're getting them.
I
Get
saw.
truth.
Well, Hillary Clinton killed Epstein, so there's no way to find out.
Everybody does
Anyway.
that. Everybody knows that.
I
You've
seen.
been saying that for years.
I seen
I seen it.
the
I
pictures.
seen the tapes.
I seen the tape.
She's hiding in a cell in a pantsuit. That's all. It's on the
Weird
internet.
that she wore the pantsuit. She made her pantsuit look like
and she's waiting for his girlfriend. I saw that too.
Sometimes I think you're in my phone because we
No, it's
see
everywhere.
all the same stuff.
It's so dumb people. we're part of it. But so I was watching this whole documentary about.
Oh my God.
Like he seems like a genius in math and whatever. That's why he became who he became. Also, what's interesting is like his mom forced him to be social. So
Go be social, Bill.
because it looked like he was like
You're going to the roller skate party, and that's final.
like he'd rather just sit in his room and read books. And the guy like reads some insane amount of books, and they were showing like all the different books he reads on his when he goes to Africa. Or
You know,
whatever.
they say that reading a lot of books will make you smart, but my wife reads a lot of books. Still a bitch.
So the point,
Smart, though.
the point
You got me there.
being with all this, because it all paints a picture of this insanely smart, like I joke around, like autistically smart dude,
Awkwardly
that-
smart is, I think, okay
awkwardly,
to say.
yeah, awkwardly smart, and then like good for him for doing all the philanthropy work he's done, but still horny enough to cheat on his wife. Is it weird?
Yeah.
Not
Like,
all men are horny.
no, I know, well.
Some women are horny.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm just saying it seems like the picture that they painted in the documentary, like he wouldn't be super horny enough to cheat on his wife, but he did.
He doesn't look it, but yeah.
He did.
Looks can be.
It's
Don't
weird.
judge a book by its cover, Tom.
Right.
It's weird to me.
You know what's more
Like-
weird to me is that
Like
Jason.
it seems like you shouldn't be horny for whatever reason.
I don't think we've
if you like
talked-
books.
I don't think
Nerds can't be horny.
It's weird because nerds seemingly the stereotype are
you're
the
too into
most
science to be horny.
horny. Yeah.
I've seen Third Rock from the Sun
But it's like also you're smart enough.
and that other one that's like it. What's the other show? The show that everybody loves.
Big Bang Theory?
Big Bang Theory. Yeah, same show.
It also
Nerds.
goes to show you how powerful that that is as a motivator, because Bill Gates seemingly
Sex
is
drive, you mean?
sex drive, yeah, but he's seemingly super intelligent, super smart guy, right? And you would think that he would tell himself like, hey,
No, can't be horny. Must be science.
no, well, you could be horny, but you're cheating on your wife. Like, that's hey, this is going to negatively affect my life. I'm a celebrity at this point.
Things happen.
My foundation.
Not
or
everything is thought out, man.
but that's what makes me like
At our
crazy.
core, we're weak.
You're like, see, I can't help it. Even Bill Gates cheated.
Oh, that's good.
Well, I'm not saying
I'm gonna start texting you. Okay, give me an excuse. Give me something good, Sam.
I just feel like
It's in my biology.
most of us like I'm not gonna cheat on my wife. Daniel's not gonna cheat on his wife. A lot of men
I'm
listen
not
to this
going to
and,
cheat on my wife.
the vast majority of people don't cheat. I would say.
Yeah,
I
I agree.
It's not the majority of people cheat.
No.
We only hear about it, so we think, so I feel like over 50% of men don't cheat, right? So they're able, now,
I think this
how
has
many,
less to do with his nerddom and more to do with his money.
an opportunity.
I don't think that this has very much to do with, like, because I got a lot of nerd friends, and most of my nerd friends have not cheated.
Well,
so I'm going along with your science experiment.
So let's go further into this,
I think it
because
has to do with opportunity.
there's a comedian, I forgot who, but did this whole bit about, it may have been Dave Chappelle,
I thought
about,
you were going to say
He's
Dane
good.
Cook, and I'm like,
That
oh.
Dave Chappelle is good.
but I think there's a lot of different comics that have done this about, like, Kobe, let's say there's not women waiting outside your hotel room, like 15 women waiting to get a chance to be with you, right? So all you'd have to do is open your hotel room. Like the normal fat dad never
doesn't have
like
that.
no one's waiting
But
for
Bill
him.
Gates has that.
Bill Gates
He
does
does
have
have that.
Yeah, but
It doesn't look the same, but he has it.
What's weird though is who is going after him, because in the basketball world, like there are basketball groupies that show up at hotels looking to bang.
That's for bands,
anybody,
any
right?
sport. Yeah.
Who's doing that with Bill Gates? Because it looks like his life is like going around to do talks in different places and like presentations for different openings
But all
of
those,
sanitation
all those
plants.
MegaCon people,
Yeah.
there's some
power and money,
There's
baby.
some girls that are like, I got an Xbox tattoo because I love Xbox and I'm a Microsoft person and I love this and I got Google Glass.
Also, bragging rights just to say you banged Bill Gates.
100%. Yeah.
So are they?
It's not the same. They're not
Yeah.
as visible, but they're there and there's
Yes.
probably just as many.
And it's weird to me that Bill Gates didn't think it out further than the lust he felt at the
You
moment.
have a severe problem with people not thinking things through.
because
you
the guy's
overthink everything.
But the guy's smart as hell. He thought of a way to, or at least got a group of people to think of a way to end a problem that saved thousands of people's lives with like sanitation.
He's smart in that way,
but,
right?
But not in his own like, hey,
With relationships, maybe he's a dum-dum. Maybe he doesn't even realize it.
But he was also married for 27 years, which is another
Maybe
thing.
he just had enough.
Maybe that was
Yeah.
just like a contract.
You know what bothers me
Yeah.
more than Bill Gates is
Weird.
and it kind of goes under the category of like horny woman. And I don't even know the particulars of it, Sam. You'd probably have to look this up. And the reason we don't know anything about this is because we eliminated Who's Porkin'. But if we happen to bring Who's Porkin' back, that whole thing with Jason Sudeikis's, was it Olivia Wilde?
Oh yes,
And
yeah.
then she left him for Harry Styles,
Yeah.
and I think it was infidelity. Like I think because everybody seems to hate her.
The timeline was sketch.
Yeah, everybody seems to hate her because, and everybody's like, and Jason Sudeikis, find a male actor more beloved than that SOB.
Yeah.
Not a guy. There's no such thing. He's the most lovable male actor we got right now.
Especially with the character he plays.
Oh, yeah. And he's pretty accurate. It looks like he's pretty close to that, but maybe a little more fun, but like not as nerdy as Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
And I am obsessed with the idea that, and she left him for Harry Styles, who is like 20 years younger than her. So there are horny ladies out there.
No, I know. And it's weird to me when someone is so smart in one regard and then does something so out of character that it's out of a character that I've only seen through this documentary and just heard of Bill Gates. Like I have no idea who this person is, right? I don't know what kind of character he even has.
No.
But I just painted a character that would never cheat on his wife.
Right.
Because I would think like
I get burned by
How
that
are
a
you-
lot where I said unattainable, it's like a hero thing where there's people that I admire and I set up the boundaries for their lives in my brain, and then they are constantly moving past those barriers and ruining my admiration for them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
It's just like, okay, he's just like any other human. Makes sense. And I was like, oh, God, how could you be so smart in one regard and do something seemingly dumb? Now, like I said, it's his marriage, that's between him and his wife. But it would just be the last person I'd peg to cheat on your wife, who's just,
I can see that.
who's also a part of one half of this huge global foundation.
Maybe
that
that'd
you
be
created,
more reason to cheat, though. I give you the argument that's more reason to cheat, because what are you going to do? You ain't going to do nothing. But she did. She
Take
divorced
half
him.
of his
No,
stuff.
I mean, but there's a part of me that
She took
says
it good.
if Andrea and I had $500 billion, let's say we had a $1 trillion, me and Andrea, there is a part of me that could convince myself, it could be wrong, that, oh, yeah, she won't do anything. I can cheat because she's going to want to hold this together because we have too much and you're not going to want to go through the stickiness that is a mega divorce.
It didn't even seem like he thought it out that much.
No.
It was like it was just a thing. Something,
Yeah, it
you
just
acted
happened.
on some
Yeah,
sort of,
just
again, horniness
Yeah.
and that chemical in your body must be pretty powerful for you to risk that much, and that much of a pain in the ass. Because then just like you tarnished your name. It's like all over, like you just banging what we have determined could be some groupie that wanted to bang Bill Gates or whatever it is. Like,
Xbox tattoo.
it's like weird. All right.
Yeah.
That's it. Bye-bye.